When it comes to towing, seeing is believing. That's why Chevy Truck's advanced camera technology offers up to 8 available cameras for 14 unique views, so you can focus on the view that really matters. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Learn more about Chevy Trucks at Chevy.com. Safety or driver assistance features are no substitute for the driver's responsibility to operate the vehicle in a safe manner. Read the vehicle owner's manual for important feature limitations and information.
Beef here, Jigs and Bigs. It's another fantastic week. What kind of fishy shit were we up to? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. I feel like we're reopening the file on Pizzagate. That's going to happen. We got some information regarding jerkbait fishing for the winter. Yeah, you know that's like the go-to bait in the cold months. Well, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper, talk some specifics. And this week we got a great little addition to the show. We got the one and only Zechariah Jones in the house from Dark Horse Tackle. He's going to be sharing some insight, and he's even got a little Dark Horse announcement to make, which I personally am delighted about. We got information about Expo season that's coming up. We're going to dive into all kinds of great stuff, and you don't want to miss out. And you know what? This is the last show of 2024. It's dropping on New Year's Eve. Man, you guys, go ahead and get yourselves ready. We got more Jigs and Bigs coming up after this. Everybody, I hope everything is good. I hope your Christmas and your holiday experience with your friends and your family was just simply magical. And I hope that I don't have to play another freaking Christmas song at work for another 300 plus days. That would make my life. How you boys doing? We got American Vet Fishing, a.k.a. Who the Fuck is Joe Brown? And we got Zech with us. How you boys doing?
Good, man.
Yeah? You
fantastic.
You guys nursing those holiday hangovers?
Nah.
No?
Nah, dude, I'm just
Nah, if you keep drinking it, you don't get hungover.
That's true.
Speaking of drinking, like speaking of drinking and the end of the year, I had a little revelation, and I think, I always felt weird about doing this stuff when we had Sean on the show as a guest host because he's sober, and it doesn't really allow him to take part in this sort of thing. But now that it's just a couple of degenerate drunks like Joe and myself, I'm thinking that maybe we do a little bit of a tasting rating system throughout 2025 with various beverages.
I had the craziest thing happen to me in my little adventure that I took this weekend or over Christmas.
What was that?
Unbelievable. So I went up to Chicago.
Yep. Oh, I love
and
Chicago.
I'm not a huge fan, man. It's way too much city for me.
Oh, it's a lot of city. Yeah.
But so I was getting explained to me. I was getting woman-splained.
That's a thing.
Yeah. About if you go 200 yards this way, that's no good. If you go, where to go and what was okay and everything else.
Was she providing Fran Drescher-esque instructions? Little inside joke there, guys.
So there was, and I needed, she went to work on the 26th.
Yep.
And I wanted to get a bottle of bourbon. And
that's one of the things I think we should be tasting.
The closest place was like 2 blocks. It was across the line though where I shouldn't go.
Oh.
So I went there anyways.
Wait, you were in South Chicago?
I don't know, like Lincoln Park-ish.
Oh, that's not that bad. You're all right. Sketch, but
anyways. Right. So I went there. Dude was super cool. Had a scorpion tattoo on his hand and cobwebs on his elbows and all this other good stuff. But I went in there. It was an old place. And I'm walking around, and I am not going to mention it because I don't want anybody to know about it. I don't want anybody to go there. Dude had 5-6 bottles of Buffalo Trace
Okay.
with dust on them. Dude, for a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
You cannot find Buffalo Trace bourbon.
Eagle-
You cannot find it.
Eagle Rare is even more hard to find.
Hey, Zach, you want to hear something crazy about Buffalo Trace?
He's drinking it right now.
Yeah, give it to me.
I am drinking it right now.
Yeah, me too.
So, but hey, listen to this. So my local spot here in North Brookfield, Massachusetts,
Yeah.
I walk in there and, but you know, Buffalo Trace is a big favorite of mine. And like you said, it's super hard to find. He had a bunch of bottles behind the counter that he was selling for 2 for $90.
Okay.
I mean, that's about right.
That's about, but yeah, it was probably like a $5-10 discount, but
They
like
were like,
you
I
can't
think
even.
they were labeled. They were priced at. I think they were priced at $39.99, and I was out the door at like 45 after all the insane taxes.
Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of the same way here in Mass, but like you can't even find it, and this guy's giving like a 2 for this price.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's badass.
Nuts.
So I was like, dude, start piling them on the counter.
Dude, here you can't even get. You're not allowed to buy 2.
Oh
yeah, there's a lot of places where you're limited.
Yeah, they only let you buy 1 if
Yeah.
you happen to be there on the day that they get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't telling nobody where that place is.
No.
I didn't have a whole lot of cash with me that day. I'm going back, and I'm gonna buy them all.
Yep.
That's one hell of a find. But it's funny because it was bourbons that got me thinking. I was like, 2025. I think we're gonna go that route, you know, and do bourbons and start doing. Then Joe and I started talking about this via text after a few pops, and I'm like, wait, we could go this whole distance. We could do different varieties of coffee. I had that conversation with Rhea a couple episodes back. And her and I, we actually have a coffee swap we're supposed to do. I'm going to send her a can of Monsoon Roastery. And there's a roastery up in Alaska from when she spent her 6-month stay up there that she'll be sending down here.
Are you a coffee guy or a burnt coffee guy?
I like all the coffees. My first tattoo, coffee cup.
But seriously, like, there's a big difference. Some people a lot of people like coffee the way coffee is, but a lot of people like coffee that's burnt. When they roast it,
You mean when it's roasted, they like an excessively dark roast?
Yeah.
My theory is this: I like to taste the bean, not the roast, most of the time. But I do understand that the roast plays its role.
Have you ever had cat poop coffee?
I won't bother. I'm not that into it. Is it worth it?
Yes.
Really?
It was that good.
No shit. That's impressive.
I'm not kidding.
That's impressive.
What are those things called? I don't even know what they're called. They're like lemurs or something. I don't
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's in Vietnam, right?
No, it's not. I can't remember where it is. That's not where it's from, though. I do know that for 5 ounces, I paid $101.
That's part of the reason why I won't do it.
Is it Peruvian?
I can't remember, dude.
I can't remember either.
There's a couple of like animal shit coffees. Like I want to say that there's like a bat shit coffee. Like
That would be crazy.
that sounded so fucking East Coast. Bat shit coffee.
Coffee. No, it was absolutely worth it. It was probably okay, so
Indonesia.
That's what it is.
And it's a Dutch. It's actually a Dutch thing because the Dutch are the ones that started that. They're the ones that come in and like they profited off of it
after they went and raided all the villages.
Yeah, correct.
And burnt them down.
Yes.
They found all these little mongoose and they're like, "You eat the fucking cherries, god damn it!"
They performed complete genocide. And like these coffee beans have fucking shit on them. Like fuck it, just brew it anyway. We got to get out of here. We just killed all these people. We need to brew this shit and get out of here.
Oh my god!
Usually coffee.
Jesus Christ, is hilarious.
If you have like a really strong flavor to coffee, it's usually because it's burnt or like for coffee to have a good strong flavor, Like you can't get strong flavor and smooth in the same thing. With this coffee, you can. It's like super awesome flavor coupled with like a butter. It's like, it's gorgeous.
I have
really good.
a coffee that I'm absolutely crazy about. And I've made this coffee. And actually, you know what? We have two people that have been in the chat right now that have had the coffee that I've made. Binya and I think Binya's had the coffee that I made, and Nick. So there's this coffee from a local roaster called Monsoon, and I love the product this company puts out. But there is this one specific variety that they have, and they call it Liquid Sunshine. And when you say like flavor, like what is like, describe what you mean to me when you say flavor. From that coffee, like your ideal coffee.
I want to be able to pick out the notes.
Okay. So with this, you can taste like that cherry strawberry kind of note that's like lingering, where you're like, yeah, there's some kind of fruit sort of flavor that's in there. It doesn't taste like mud. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So most coffees taste like coffee.
Yes, that's right.
But the good coffees, yeah, they taste like coffee, but they also have like these. It's layered, like the flavor is actually layered. And this is coming from a guy that's been smoking since he was 12 years old.
Yeah. So anyway, let me try and put us back on track. We're talking about doing tastings through the year and doing ratings.
A track?
So that Joe and I would sample something that's the same, and we would give it a rating of 1 out of 100, and then keep track for the entire 2025, and then figure out what our favorite things that we lined up were and the opposites. You know,
I like that, man. Like pick three things. Pick three things and do it all year long.
Yeah, and just try it. Like, hey, we're going to do this. Great. Speaking of which, I'm going to talk about a beer that I'm enjoying now from the brewery Trogs.
Man, this beer.
They make a holiday lineup of different ales that are out of this world. Oh, it's another refill. I am drinking right now a gingerbread cookie stout, which is absolutely delicious. But they call the Mad Elf, and which is like an 11-point ABV. 11. Yeah, it's like an 11%er.
It's like wine.
Stupid how good this is.
Yeah.
But like, you want to talk about tasting the notes. Like I brought 2 cans over to Christmas Day, and my dad and I each had one after dinner. I was like, this is definitely a dessert beer. And like, I was like, you got to take a bite of this ice cream and then take a sip of this beer. Like, it would make an amazing float. Man. Just out of this world. It was so good. And yeah, this gingerbread stout is just doing it. It's just doing it. Do it.
You ever have German chocolate cake?
You don't get this body without having a little German chocolate cake.
Let me ask you this.
Yep.
Because I've never heard of any other people doing this besides my family, and I don't think we're that weird. But when we had German chocolate cake,
yep,
it was also served with German chocolate ice cream.
Okay.
And you had to buy the ice cream that came. You know, like they got the fancy cartons now with like the lids that come off.
Yeah.
You know, they're like rounded.
Yeah.
This ice cream came in the cube, the rectangular cube.
Yep.
And you would peel off the cardboard off the cube.
Yep.
And slice the ice cream.
Yeah.
And you would get a slice of ice cream, German chocolate ice cream, and then you would get a slice of German chocolate cake.
What part of sign me the fuck up do you not understand? I do want to say that Binya, this is a weird flex. He goes, oh yeah, we have so many microbrews up here. It's insane. Binya lives in Vermont. They're all up there, man. All the good stuff in New England. Like, you say Vermont anything.
Well, what the hell else you going to do up there, man, besides fish and make beer?
Vermont diarrhea is better than diarrhea anywhere else in the fucking state of Massachusetts.
Diarrhea. That's a terrible word.
It really is. It's terrible. But it is Vermont. And you put Vermont on anything. I would buy a Vermont kick to the nuts. You know what I mean? But I'm not buying one if it's from upstate New York.
No.
A Massachusetts kick to the nuts?
Yeah, no, well, listen, New York maple syrup, Vermont maple syrup.
Yeah.
That's all you need to say.
Yep. Yeah. Hands down. Yeah.
No, I'll tell you right now, I've had maple syrup out of Western PA that would just destroy anything I've ever tasted from Vermont.
I think part of it is the process.
Well, it's
you know, like if you're sucking it right out of the trees.
There's enough people up there that do it right.
If you're going Robin Williams on a fucking maple tree, you know what I mean? It's a different animal than if you're, it doesn't matter where that tree's from.
This is where I paused the movie right there.
Oh, that's fucking great.
That's some maple syrup he's probably putting on there.
Oh, here we go. St. Nick bringing the Canadian love right here. He goes, best Christmas beer ever is from Muskoka Brewery. That is like the most Canadian sounding brewery I've ever heard. This is Winter Jack, double dark chocolate cherry porter aged in Jack Daniel's barrels. Again, take my money.
So back before I was able to drink.
Here's the biggest Canadian flex. Y'all can keep your syrup.
My favorite, when I could drink beer, my favorite brewery was out of Canada. It was called Unibrew. They made a Fin de Mont, Eo Benite, and a few others. It was more of a Belgium style. Like you had to.
Did it have the very metal looking labels? I've had those.
Yeah, they'll wreck you.
Yeah. Can I tell you, friend? They have.
Like, you know how usually like, hey, let's get a 6-pack. No.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy got a 6-pack each.
Oh.
And we drank them and we got we got hit by a truck.
Oh my God. We got a little bit of a war starting here. Look at this. They sell Canadian syrup here. It's called Aunt Jemima. Oh my God.
Boy. Oh boy. Oh
Now, I do have a question for old St. Nick here. In Canada, would it be Robin Williamsing a maple tree, or are you guys just going straight Rick Moranis? I am out of sorts tonight, folks. Ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, I've literally like I watch movies when I'm hooking baits or making baits or whatever else the hell it is I'm doing. I'm not watching them, I'm mostly listening to, but I have them on, right? I have got so far into the movies on the platforms that I use to watch movies from, like,
oh yeah,
they are literally going back to like, I'm into the 80s now. Like they have to recommend stuff I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So like they're going way back now, dude.
I love that shit though. I really do.
That's back when PG was PG.
Yeah. There was
you know what you could get away with on PG in the 80s?
Oh my God. Fucking Benya says, okay, I'll definitely concede your Canadian bacon is superior. Fair enough.
I don't understand Canadian bacon.
Dude, it's a whole other thing. I almost cured my own because I'm into it. Do you have to like go get a Canadian and cure them, or how's that work? Yeah, that's what it was. It was just nursing them back to health.
Come to America. We'll let you fish the Detroit River all year long.
and then have them buy bacon. Is that Canadian bacon? I don't,
man.
I honestly don't know what Canadian bacon is. I don't think I've ever had it.
We call it Trudeauing a maple tree. Suck it dry, Justin. Oh, wow. I somehow had a feeling it was going there. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's.
Hey, well, what are you gonna do when you let your postal service go out for the holiday season? I mean, those boys got a right to complain, man. I still can't ship. Joke's on Nick because they're about to be the 51st state. Remember? Come on in, boys. The water's warm.
The water's so warm. You want to know why the water's warm? The water's pee.
Don't worry about that little purple spot. It's okay. Come on in.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Governor Trudeau.
You'd fit right in.
Yeah, no
Oh
shit.
my God! All right, so let's talk. Let's discuss some holiday recap shit before we talk fishy shit. How was your boys' Christmas? How did you guys do?
Oh man, mine was awesome.
Yeah. Did you have yourself some fun?
I got the kids and stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was super like low key. We didn't like going. Well, we didn't go to my in-laws. We're like, you know what? We don't want to go on Christmas Eve. Let's just kick it at the house. And now we have to go tomorrow, like late morning. So now I'm sitting here like, fuck, I wish we just went on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Got it over with. But yeah, so we're gonna bring the kids down there, do another Christmas down there tomorrow. But yeah, dude, it was good. I got, Meg and I don't really do get much for one another. We do it all in the kids. But yeah, it was good, man. I got Jeremiah. He's got a new GoPro, and
That's awesome. He's stoked.
to start doing his fishing content. Got some other shit for them, but it was good, man.
Nice.
How was yours?
Mine was fantastic. It was like truly low key as fuck. It was great. So this year, I actually it was last year. My cousins, they normally host Christmas Eve, and they decided that like they were just gonna, instead of having everybody bring something or whatever, they were just gonna have it catered. And we're like, this it sounds cool, but I go at the same time, I'd like to just have like the four of us hang out, relax, enjoy the Christmas festivities, maybe play some games at home, something like that, and then do our favorite Christmas activity, which is all gathering in the car and going for a ride to then
harshly judge other people's light displays.
which is amazing because we haven't done it in a while. Like my kids are getting older. My youngest is now in high school.
Yeah.
My oldest like only lives here like pseudo part-time. Like she's out of the house all the time. And she's working constantly. So it's like we never see Chloe. So we're like, yeah, this will be great. We'll have our thing. So we got the house all nice and organized, and my wife has been in cookie mode. And I got to tell you, Holly, I don't know. I know you're not going to listen to this because you think Jigs and Bigs is trash, and maybe you're right. But this year, your cookie game was better than it's ever been. In the 21 years that I've known her, 22 years almost, she has like she made like so.
That thing's making me uncomfortable.
Sorry.
The cookies.
Sorry. No.
The tickler.
Continue, Bobby. I'll keep it below the camera.
So she's been making all these cookies and desserts and everything. Have you guys ever tried this thing called Christmas crack? And it's
I've
not a
heard
cookie.
about it. It's like the cracker base. Yep.
Well,
Inquiring minds want to know. Tell me about Christmas crack.
So Christmas crack is like a layer of like, it's usually like some type of a cracker, a saltine or a Ritz cracker or something. And you put like toffee or chocolate, and then you put sprinkles or candy on top of that, and you break it up and crack it up, and then you just serve it as like a dessert. And my wife made this concoction with like a little taffy and cornflakes, and brother, oh my God, out of this world.
Crunchy and sweet. You can't beat it.
Dude, out of this world. She made...
Except maybe purple and squishy.
I made some burnt ends, some smoked sausage burnt ends, which came out pretty damn good.
You talked about this last podcast, and I was very curious as I was listening. Tell me about burnt ends, Bobby. What are burnt ends?
So burnt ends traditionally are like the ends of a brisket that are like really, really like well done. Like they're really, really done, and they're just packed full of flavor. The thing is, like, you only have so many of them on a single brisket. So like the popularization of like making burnt ends like an appetizer is a process. Like you see people make all kinds of burnt ends alternatives. So you'll see like pork belly burnt ends, delicious. You know what I mean? You'll see like this recipe I found, smoked sausage burnt ends. And I want to say I messed up. I think that the recipe would be even better with the bright leaf smoked sausage, hands down the best smoked sausage on the planet. But basically what you do with this recipe is you take a little bit of like mustard as a binder. And I did something a little bit extra. I took a knife and I did a crosshatch pattern on the sausages themselves, probably about like maybe like a 1/16 of an inch deep. And that was specifically to get more crispy surface area. So you put a little bit of mustard on these bad boys, and then you sprinkle liberally with your favorite barbecue seasoning. I went with the Heat Your Meat. Nice. Because it's fucking awesome. You
love those boys.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. So you take that and then you pop them in the oven. All that stuff gets cooked down. You get all these nice crispy little edges around all those cuts and everything. Then you take those sausages. I just let them cool. Once that's done, I slice them on a bias so that they don't roll around like crazy. But you just basically cut them into like bite-sized pieces. Put them all into like an aluminum baking pan. And then you hit them with a little bit of butter, some more barbecue seasoning, some barbecue sauce, a little bit of sriracha. You come up with whatever recipe you feel works, and then you give them a toss, pop them back in. And I was just using an oven. I don't have a smoker proper.
So you're making everything an end.
I'm making everything an end. That's exactly it. So
nothing but the butts.
What you end up with is this nice, like tacked up, like sauced up, bite-sized little sausage, and it's out of this fucking world.
Does it like, do they glaze a little bit? Like you actually get some like Candy Crunch on there?
A little bit, yeah. And that's why, like, yeah, if you use a little bit of honey. Oh, I sprinkled some brown sugar on top.
That's honestly, dude, that's kind of sexy.
Yeah, dude, they're delicious. And I already came up with a way to jerry rig a little using my Dutch oven and my cast iron skillet as a lid to make a makeshift smoker over the campfire.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Long John Silver's?
I remember Long John Silver's.
Do you guys remember they used to have this thing? It looked like a pirate ship. It was like a cardboard pirate ship, and it would have like all the different kinds of pieces of fish and chicken in it. It was like a family pack kind of deal. This is way back.
Yeah.
Way back. Now, when you say burnt ends,
yep,
I'm picturing you just throw all the actual pieces of chicken and fish out.
Yep.
And then at the bottom,
those little like crunchy.
There were all these little crispies.
Yep.
That's like the burnt ends.
Same
it's
premise.
The best
kind of idea.
Premise. It's the best part.
It's just the
barbecue. Like it might have 1% chicken or fish in it, but who cares?
If that.
I don't want that. Yeah. I just want all the oil and butter and seasonings.
So burnt ends basically came of like they did the brisket and like no one wanted the ends because like they wanted like the perfectly cooked like center part of the thing, and they're like, well, what the fuck do we do to this? Like, well, we'll call it something else.
They made it an appetizer.
Yeah.
I would like to know what psychopath does not like the heel of fresh baked bread.
Oh my God.
What psychopath doesn't like that?
Yeah.
I love it.
The heel is the best part. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Are you kidding me?
On any loaf of bread, I think the heel.
No, for real, yeah.
Like the heel of fucking Wonder Bread is the best part. You know what I mean?
I like heels. Yep.
I like heels.
No, I'd like my crust cut off, please.
That I just can't understand.
That was the downfall of America.
It really is. It really is. The Uncrustable is where it all kind of went awry.
Hey, you look. You take
says
a good
my
look.
wife is that psychopath.
Well, she's a psychopath.
By the way, Todd, I have been sharing details of our upcoming trip, and everybody is fucking jealous. They think that this is going to be the trip of a lifetime, and God damn it, we're going to send it. We're going to make that the situation. So yeah, we had a really, really nice Christmas Eve. It was really great. My kids loved their presents this year. We got them each tickets for a Broadway show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. So you
guys got what city do your Broadway shows happen in?
New York.
New York. Oh,
Broadway. So my youngest, I forget what show it was, but we picked out tickets for her, something that she's going to love. My oldest, we got her like a Broadway.com type gift card, so she can book far enough in advance and like pick whatever show she wants and get the tickets at like the best price and kind of do what she wants over there. Her and her girlfriend can go and just have a blast.
Listen, man, after a certain age, I think about gift giving a lot.
Oh yeah.
But I think that an experience is probably the best gift you can ever give.
Generationally, the younger folks would agree hands down with you. Like, I agree. And I think the same would
Unless
go
you're going to buy me like a steel chainsaw.
Well,
that's a good gift.
That could also be an experience.
Cause well, yeah.
You know?
But yeah, absolutely. It gave me a chainsaw, a steel chainsaw, or an experience. Yeah. One or the other.
Oh, you mean a steel brand? I thought you meant stealing a chainsaw. I was going to say
no.
Experience.
Still steel. It all depends on where you're from.
Yeah,
I got a steel chainsaw. I've almost killed myself like 3 times with it.
I'll show you how to run that baby.
Yeah, it's just I do it in fucking Crocs and shorts. That's
the way to go, dude.
That's America right there.
You know what? That keeps you alert. You're taking the handicaps off.
That's right.
I don't need chaps. I don't need steel-toed boots. I just need to know what I'm doing.
Fire up that chainsaw.
That's the American way right there.
Fucking love it. So yeah, it was really good. I got my wife some really great gifts. I bought her. So you want to talk about the power of social media marketing? I
would like you to tell me about the power of social media marketing, Bobby, because I struggle with the power of social media marketing on a daily freaking basis. So please tell me. I'm all ears.
I have seen this ad run on my Instagram feed ad nauseum for 3 months now. And it's for a little necklace that has this little column charm on it, right? This squared off column charm. And on that, it says the words, "Be kind." And anybody who knows my wife knows that shit's fucking hilarious. All right. But the bottom of the necklace, the bottom of the charm, if you pull it out, it's like perforated and it unfolds down and it says, "Be kind of a bitch." And my wife loves this thing. And it was a Christmas miracle that it showed up because I had ordered it. And of course it came from like China somewhere. And I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. Like I spoiled her with a bunch of shit. She gives me a list. That's who I'm married to. I get a list, you know, and then all her coworkers and shit hit me up for that list. And then they're buying shit. I'm like, I gotta get shit off this list. What the fuck are you doing?
No, dude, make them pay for that list, dude.
Well, next year we're going
$50.
to. Next year,
$50.
that's how it's happening. Or
yeah, $50.
You know what I'm just going to do? I'm just going to give him shit from my list. You know what I mean? And she's like, I don't know why somebody gave me 1,000 yards of 12-pound fluorocarbon. Could you use this here?
I don't know either.
Honey.
That's kind of weird. I don't know, honey.
What the fuck do I need a hummingbird Solix for?
Exactly. You know? So I'm like, okay, all right, this is cool. There was one item that got a little bit messed up, so she got 2 of them, and she's going to return mine for another item on the list. I was like, that's fine. But she loved it. My wife kind of spoiled me this year. She got me from GSI Outdoors this little cook set, a knife set, 3 knives, a paring knife, a chef's knife, and a bread knife from GSI Outdoors with a cutting board and a little case to keep it all nice and neat. There's even little like blade protection sleeves that go on to keep everything good, which is ideal because I am planning on downsizing my kitchen box. So I have a trip coming up that I'm planning in January down to Jersey. Enthusiast Adventure and I are talking about going and hitting this Pickerel Palace that we stumbled on last spring just to see how it performs when we're literally going to be the only boat on the water. And they've got open water. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But I'm
Pickerel Palace.
I'm like, dude, she's got the bus. I don't need to worry about bringing the full kitchen, everything, anything like that. Like that, I can downsize. So to building this downsized kitchen box will let me do a lot more with it, have the necessities to make it happen. Between that and my pantry box, I'll be good to go anywhere, any kind of situation.
Nice,
you
man.
know. So I was like, that's pretty slick. And then
Best gifts are utilitarian gifts, man.
You're right. And what's crazy is this. So we took her car to my my folks' place at my sister's, the beef compound, we'll call it.
That sounds like something you put under your arms or on your face.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, when we were there, dude, my father made the best prime rib I've ever had in my life, hand to God.
Oh my God, you look so young. What do you do? Well, I use the beef compound.
I'm at the beef compound.
The beef compound sounds like the Discount Bunny Ranch.
It kind of does.
The Discount Bunny Ranch.
It kind of is. The discount. It's more like the Wish. The Wish.
I'm out. I'm going to lose my voice. I'm out.
Oh. Bobby's taking us behind the curtain. I am. So we go to the beef compound and we take and this was even the same thing. We took my wife's car for our drive to judge the Christmas lights. And I was like, man, if there's one feature I wish I had in my truck, it's these heated seats. I thought it would be, I'd miss the sunroof. I really don't. I'm like, these heated seats are amazing. And I don't know how this woman was able to contain, because she is terrible at like not letting me know what she decided to get me in advance for any kind of a gift. Like our anniversary is in April. If she bought the gift in February, I'm getting it in March. You know what I mean? Like she just can't help herself. And she didn't say shit. But she got me a pair, not just a single, a pair of heated seat covers for the 4Runner.
I have a warning.
What's the warning? Is it a fart warning? Because I probably already fucked it up.
Just be careful. Just be careful because maybe nobody else, maybe I'm the weirdo, but if you are already kind of in this way, you get on a heated seat and you better find a bathroom quick because it expedites things.
Really? I've never had that issue.
Dude, every time this heat on the seat comes on, I'm like,
really?
I gotta go.
That's just you, I think.
Are we talking a number 1 or a number 2?
Oh, number 2, baby.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It I don't know what it does. It provides some kind of I'm very careful about heated seats just for that reason. Like I will have just gone like 10 minutes ago and I'll get on a heated seat and then it'll find more. I got to go.
Like okay.
Next time Zech is in one of my vehicles, I'm going to make sure that thing's fucking scorching.
Demon.
Hey, whoa.
Stand by.
This show's a fucking mess.
You know what I just realized? How is this possible that we've had more jig heads in this live Saturday night show recording than any other show recording in at least the last year?
Do you know why? Because
Devo's on right now.
All the other podcasters are part-timers. You guys are doing the work. You're here. I'm telling you, it's important. Consistency.
It warms Zech's grease, gets things flowing. Wow. That is a description I did not want to hear.
Dude, it's bad. But I would actually rather have a heated steering wheel than a heated seat.
Heated steering wheels are very, very nice. They really are.
Now, air conditioned seats. Now that's something altogether incredibly insane.
My wife's Mazda has the heated and vented seats.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I'm telling you, it is so nice. I can be on that seat just chilling.
That's
doing my
God
thing.
level shit, dude. That's God level.
And I will rip ass into that seat, and I will.
Does it come out the top of the seat if you put it in the bottom of the seat?
It comes out the back of the car.
Oh my God.
I'm like, so as opposed to with my runner, if I do that, I have the rear window. I can hit that and it just comes right out. No problem.
It's like a sin cover.
That's exactly what it is. I'm telling you. And
it's like a sin cover. That's amazing. Hell no, I didn't eat that beef last night. I didn't have artichokes and asparagus last night. I can do whatever I want.
I didn't use a heated seat and fucking have diarrhea everywhere. What are you talking about?
It's funny because
what is wrong with me?
The second row, my wife's vehicle has the heated seats and like in the heated and ventilated seats, but Emma sits on a booster seat, but like she's like, for some reason she's like, oh, I got to put the heated seats on, but I don't have the heart to tell her that she can't fucking feel it because she's on the booster seat. I'm just like, you go, girl. Like
the plastic of the booster is releasing so many toxic fumes, and she's like,
Give me,
Daddy, I'm so fucking hot right now.
give me some of that BPA.
J Manic says Dingleberry collector. St. Nick says I get warmed up real good, then I put the vents on to take care of the swamp issues. See, that's what I'm saying. It's an alternating situation. I haven't tried putting both on. I feel like if I did, I'd open up like an interdimensional portal or something.
You get Bobby's car and you instantly get pink eye.
100%. You expected anything different?
That's it, Joe. You just won the comment of the year. That is it. 2024. That is the favorite thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That is beautiful.
Yo, well, we haven't heard from fucking Livescope in forever. Holy shit.
We haven't.
Livescope. What did it say? Did it say I don't like the NPFL? What did it say?
I gotta tell you,
pink eye's in the air. He does sound like Marvin Gaye. Yeah, baby, Barry White. Pink eye.
I might, when I do the graphics for the boat, Joe, I very well might put a set of eyes right at the bow and have them be all fucking.
Dude, my cheeks are redder than my hat.
It's amazing, dude. It's amazing.
Oh man.
So yeah, Christmas was great, is what I'm getting.
Okay, all right.
How about you, Zech? You were out of town for the holiday.
I was. So I was raised without holidays, and so holidays to me are kind of like a, I don't know. They're whatever.
Yeah, it's a day.
I love getting together with people and eating good food. So
yeah,
any excuse to do that is good enough for me. But I decided to take a trip to Chicago, and that was good.
Chicago's a good food city.
Yeah, it's a little too much city for me. Little too much city.
Totally understand that.
And in fact, I did not know that city could be suffocating all in and of itself because there's so much of it. But that's what it's like.
Yeah.
There's so much city.
Did you go to Chicago or did you go to Chirac?
There's actually there's only a spotting tents now. Just a spotting of tents. Just a spotting.
Okay.
There's not very many. And
I'm not talking about I'm talking about the full out war.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It was like a ghost town.
That's true.
That's
good. That's good.
It was like so it was a ghost town on the 25th. And then on the 26th, I went out by myself and like all the city started creeping back into the city. And I was like, ew. It smells bad in here. But no, I'm not trying to crap on anybody from Chicago or crap on the city.
Not.
It's just too much. No. It's too much city for me, man. Here in Pittsburgh, I need less than 10 minutes to be in the woods. From any point in the city, in 10 minutes.
From Pittsburgh, huh?
Yes, in 10 minutes cool. I can be in the woods.
I've never been to Pittsburgh.
Well, the geography here is amazing. Everything's kind of contained, you know what I mean? And the hills and everything else. But anywho, Lake Michigan. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, the day I came in, it was the most hilarious thing ever. The day I came in and I'm driving to get to where I'm going in Chicago on their Lakeshore Drive.
Yep.
And dude, Lake Michigan literally looks like the Caribbean.
Oh yeah,
that is the color of the water. It was amazing.
Wild. Yep,
it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. and then the person I was going to see, my CFO, by the way, Dark Horse Tackle CFO. I was going to hang out with our CFO for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
But they wanted to take me out to see their best view of the city, little secret spots, yada yada yada. Dude, there was so much fog. There was so much fog on the water. You couldn't see shit the whole time. I was like, boy, you guys got a lot of nice dead grass and fog out here in Chicago.
Yeah.
But no, it was gorgeous. I had a pretty decent time.
Yep.
As far as like fishy shit goes, like, I don't know, boys. Like, I don't know. Every day I'm doing fishy shit.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that some of the fishiest shit you've got, which could light up really well, is your little announcement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So listen, we are not blind to the way that things are going. And subscriptions are, some people still really enjoy them, but they're not the same thing they have been in years past. So that's why Dark Horse Tackle has been making a move towards the bait shop.
Yeah, and the bait shop, I think, is a home run. You get the best of both worlds.
We're trying to really beef up the bait shop to the fact that like Josh and I both go in personally, and so normally you'll see recommendations.
Yep.
But that's all AI generated. When you go to Dark Horse Tackle, that stuff is not AI generated. You are actually getting what Josh and I are suggesting.
Yep. Yeah.
Based on what you're looking at. Like, we literally go in and do the work. Anywho, I just heard this whole AI thing today. I listened for like 2.5 hours, and I'm like, you know what? That's kind of freaking crazy, because like, we are literally striving to do the opposite. Like, when you come on our site, we want you to know that you're actually like, you're getting as if you had asked us.
Yeah. You're getting the same sort of information and treatment as if you were Fran Drescher.
Exactly. Hey, Cadillac man. But anywho, no. So we actually just finally, it took us a while, because we've been looking, and at Dark Horse Tackle, we're pretty picky about who we work with. They got to fit the brand. They have to fit the brand. And I'm not super upfront with anybody in particular about exactly what that means, but there is a meaning to it. You have to fit the brand. And we found a tungsten company that fits the brand. They're veteran owned.
That's big.
And they actually have some proprietary features to their product.
Nice.
But Dark Horse Tackle has finally got a tungsten deal. So we are gonna have weights. We're gonna have flipping weights. We're gonna have worm weights. Mm-hmm. We are gonna have Carolina weights. We're gonna have drop shot weights.
Drop shot weights are huge. People forget. Yep.
So we're gonna have all that stuff available for you guys on Dark Horse Tackle, from an American small business, from a veteran-owned American small business.
That's awesome.
And we're super excited about that. Actually, it all happened because we're coming out with a single purchase box.
Oh, how's that work?
It's a single. Well, so any box is a single purchase box.
Yeah.
So if you just want January's box or February's box or whatever, you can do that. You don't have to subscribe.
Yep.
You can just buy a box. It's a little more expensive. Mm-hmm. Because listen, hey, if you're subscribing, then
there's benefits. Exactly. Yeah.
So it's a little cheaper, but if you a little more expensive for a single purchase box, but you can do that. So we actually talked to Mr. Andrew Hayes.
Very nice. Okay. I'm familiar.
There's a question that gets asked all the time.
Yep.
Hey, I got somebody I'm trying to do something for. They're just starting to get into fishing. I need some good starter stuff.
Yeah.
So we are coming out probably in spring. The Andrew Hayes collab with Dark Horse Tackle.
Yep.
Starter box. And
That's
it's
awesome.
going to have hooks, weights, baits.
Yep.
Along with, you know, what Andrew suggests that you throw it on. Which, you know,
I think that's
he's
genius.
gonna keep it down. He's gonna, you know, it's probably gonna be like 2-3 rods tops.
Oh yeah.
You know, that you can get this stuff in this box and throw it on 2-3 tops. For him, I'm telling you, it's probably going to be like 2 rods.
Yep.
And get you a good introduction in the Dark Horse Tackle. But we needed weights, so I was finally forced to make a decision. And believe it or not, nobody I had on my radar actually made the cut.
No shit.
Yeah, I found.
Well, you're a bit of a stickler, Zech.
Wicked
like,
weights.
You have high standards. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You have really high standards, and I think that goes a long way to making Dark Horse that much more unique and special for that. You know?
Yeah. I'm not.
That's
trying
not to say that Josh does not have high standards. You know what I mean?
Josh absolutely does have high standards.
Definitely does. You guys complement each other well, and you have a line that you're not willing to cross.
There's a few things that we need here at Dark Horse Tackle. We need we need a HQ building coming soon. But we also need in that HQ building, we need like a cage so that whenever it comes down to choosing colors, Josh and I can get inside of it and beat the shit out of each other and fight over what colors are actually going to be chosen. But it's I'm really excited about all this stuff. And when you talk about a fishy week, did I get to go fishing? Hell no. Josh did. Yeah. Josh was banging them today.
I saw.
Yeah. Banging them he was.
Yeah, he was.
Banging. On some stuff that Joe ordered from his birthday order.
Yeah?
It's a big old order.
I wasn't sure if you had any left.
Oh, we got some left.
All right.
But no, Chicago was cool, man. I don't do a lot for the holidays too much. I got my kid a gift that I was worried about.
Oh.
I don't like buying crap.
Yeah, that's hard to avoid these days.
I'm not that person. I'm not that person. I don't like buying stuff that doesn't matter.
Yep.
And I had no idea. And for my boy, his birthday is on the 27th. Oh, so he's one of those people. He's one of those people that usually gets the shaft.
My daughter's the same way, dude. She's the 18th.
That's rough.
Yeah.
My nephew is in that same situation. Yeah.
So 6 months from that's June. Is there really? Is everybody really getting it on in June like that?
You know what it is? June used to be the big wedding month, and people get very much like. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a September baby, which makes sense to me because,
Wait, you're a September baby? What
September 30th.
30th. Ah, see, I'm the 12th.
You're a Virgo.
I am a Virgo.
Anywho, so I didn't know what I was gonna get him. And then the one day he had made some pasta and he reached into the cupboard and he just went on this 20-minute diatribe about how we don't have proper pasta bowls.
Oh. So you saw an in.
I did. Yeah. So I bought 4 pasta bowls.
Perfect.
I bought 4 pasta bowls, but then we have this amazing in the Strip District and here in Pittsburgh. We have this amazing store called PenMac. That's the Pennsylvania Macaroni Company.
Oh.
They have the most amazing cheese and meat counter you have ever experienced in your entire life, as well as lots of olive oil and pasta and yada yada yada.
All of the accoutrements that you would need.
So I bought him 4 very nice pasta bowls, and then I got him a $100 gift card for the PenMac and taped that on there and handed him the box. And that's that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a great gift.
That is a great gift.
How old's your son again, Zach?
22 now.
No
Fuck
shit.
Yeah. But he's big into cooking, right?
He does like to cook.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does like to cook. He likes to make cocktails and cook. He does both very, very well.
That's awesome.
And I'm a lucky father.
That's awesome, dude.
That's great.
My other kid just wants money, which honestly, that's all I'd want too. So
Yeah,
I
generally
just write a
speaking, yeah, that's probably how it is for most folks. You know,
like I know people get all in their feels about giving gifts, but let me assure you this: money is never a bad gift.
Never.
It's never a bad gift. If you don't know,
yeah,
just give them a freaking check. Put a $50 bill in a card.
yeah, done deal.
Totally agree.
Nobody's gonna not like you.
So Joe disappeared.
See you, Joe.
Totally agree. Just Irish goodbye like a motherfucker.
So I hung out here long enough that I'm now a new co-host for Jigs and Bigs.
It's official.
What's up, everybody?
It's all that happens. It's gonna pop in. It's gonna be like, what the fuck? I'll bet you his laptop had a power issue. I'll bet you that's what it was.
That shit died.
Let's Jigheads, go ahead in the comments and let's see if we can get a little over under on what happened on Joe's end to make him just disappear.
I really like Joe. Joe's a good buddy of mine. I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with Joe. So what I'd like everybody else to do, Jigheads, while you're listening here, I want you to clap your hands and believe. Maybe we can get Joe to come back.
We can bring him back. We can bring him back. Come on. He's there. He's panicked. Do you have any idea the litany of swears that have come out of that man's mouth right now? Oh, he just texted. Oh, no.
Oh, they lost power.
They lost power. Oh, shit. For real? What the fuck?
Good Lord.
Oh, and his router went down. So his battery. Yeah. All right. We're gonna keep going. Did we get to Joe's Christmas? We did get to Joe's Christmas. We didn't get to. I think
I missed Joe's Christmas. Yeah, I missed it because I went to pour my drink. So Joe's Christmas was quick.
That's right. It was
because I came back and it was your Christmas.
That's right. I don't know that we got to Joe's fishy shit. Let's see. I believe he has a generator, so I think he'll be back. I don't know.
No, he's out there, dude. He's out there doing some military shit. He'll have power back here in a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it is.
He's out there rubbing axes together or something, man.
Fucking hell. All right, show must go on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, keep it going, and hopefully it comes back, and my phone is at 12%. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to keep things going. He'll be back as soon as he gets power restored.
I'm super upset with him, though, because I have to take a tinkle, and I was kind of hoping that he would be here to carry things while I took a tinkle.
I can go through my... Nick says generator, snowblower, and side-by-side all ain't running. We did have that conversation. Yeah, I can go through my week of fishy shit.
You start, I'll mute. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Let's talk about my week of fishy shit. So this week was a crazy week. I had a couple of things going on. So let's back up to last Friday. I think we already had recorded the show at this point. But last Friday, I got an email in my inbox from a trivia software company that I work for and do tech support and sales for. And they were so great to hook me up with a little Christmas bonus, which was really nice. And it wasn't a huge amount of money or anything like that, but it was a decent chunk of change. And I did the adult thing with it. I did use it to pay off some bills. Immediately just take that and do something good with it. But I did reserve some of it to handle some business. And your boy Bobby Roast Beef ordered a set of AFTGO Hydronaut bibs. AFTCO is a company that does the sizing the right way for the large community, and these things just seem to check all the boxes that I needed for them to check. So I got the bibs. I'll get the jacket further down the road. I am not doing a whole lot of fishing in like any kind of crazy rain immediately, so I'm not so worried about keeping dry as much as I am keeping warm. So these are going to help me keep warm while I'm on the boat doing my thing, and I'll be layered up with all my other layers and my Reaper jacket in the time being. And then if I decide it's needed, I'll go ahead and switch that out. So yeah, Bobby Roast Beef got them. And the day they showed up was, I think it was like Monday, the day that they showed up, these bibs. And I try the bibs on just to kind of, make sure that they fit the way that I had assumed that they would from the description on the website and everything. And I pop these bibs on, and I am immediately just given a rash of shit from my wife because these bibs are so quote unquote stylish. So of course she's busting chops all over the place, and
jealousy.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's ultimately what it is. So I pop those in the truck. When I do take the boat out, I'll have them with me, and we'll give them a shot there. Now,
I really want to know, Bobby. I really want to know what they're like.
The Hydronauts.
Yeah, I really want to know. Just because. So I've got some Millwright bibs.
Yep.
And I know from wearing my Millwright bibs, you can skimp on top.
Yeah.
And go heavy on the bibs and be just fine.
So these are not.
I want to know if they work the same way.
These are not as insulated as. Let's do big Hydronaut bibs. There we go. Boom. All right. So let's take a look. Go feature for feature. All right. Oh, get a free lens wipe. Oh, shit. So these are 30K.
Hydronaut's got lenses?
Yeah. These are 30K weatherproof fabric. What
does that mean?
What that means is it's weatherproof up to a ridiculous level. It's a 2-layer 100% nylon shell with 100% polyester lining inside of it. Adjustable Velcro shoulders that are nice and wide with a mesh back, so it keeps it nice and light behind you. It's got brushed tricot hand warmer pockets. Those are really nice. A cargo pocket with Cordura lined pliers pocket down on the legs. There's retractable D-rings, so if you have to have like a line nipper or something like that, they're on there, or a bottle opener if that's your thing. Elasticated rear buckle waist cinch, which is kind of nice because you can bring them in a little bit.
This all sounds so dirty, dude.
It does, doesn't it? Knee-high side zips with double storm flap and Velcro cinching.
That is hot and sexy and dirty.
Knee-high side zips with double storm flap and Velcro cinching.
So I'm wearing my Hydronauts tomorrow. You know, the ones with the knee highs.
You know the ones that have the articulated knees and rear with brush tricot interior match.
That's amazing.
They are a relaxed fit, and it surprised me that I didn't need to have like every single fastener wide open for them to fit. They fit great. So I'm stoked. And my plan was I was going to go out today on the 28th, and I was going to take the boat out to Cape Cod. Now, back up a little bit further. Earlier last week, I had sent my buddy Paul a message. I'm like, dude, you want to go? We'll send it. Let's make it happen. I heard back from him on Friday, yesterday, the day before I was planning on going. And he was like, yeah, I just don't think I have the cold weather gear to be able to handle that. You know, if it's windy, it's going to be really cold and blah, 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 blah. And I knew going into it that I wasn't even sure about ice conditions out that way. So I was like, all right, man, let's go ahead. We'll change plans, and we'll do a bank send. So we'll plan for Saturday for a bank send. Now, Friday, this Friday, did I do any fishy shit there on Friday? I feel like I did. And I'm just forgetting. My folks for Christmas this year, they had asked me, they're like, so what do you need? I was like, and I think you nailed it, Zach, with this stuff that you're going to go through regularly. stuff that's got a purpose. And I was like, this is the size fishing line that I use the most, that I go through the most.
I don't need jewelry.
Yeah.
I need utilitarian.
Yep, 100%. I was like, that is something.
I'm going to spend X amount of money on this next year, no matter what the hell happens. So if you want to do something for me, do this.
That's the best way to do it, because for sure I'm going to change that spool multiple times, because I have multiple combos that use this size line. This bulk amount of line will get used next year. And then they're like, really? That's it? And I was like, you can get my mass fishing license for me. And that's exactly what they did. So your boy Bobby Roast Beef is ready to go.
That's badass.
Yep.
That's bad. Hey, so I actually outsmarted myself last year. And whenever I paid for my Pennsylvania fishing license, I set it up to auto renew.
Yeah. Now you guys are lucky.
So it auto renewed like I don't know, like 2 days ago. So if I happen to like catch something that would qualify for the share lunker, I'll be good, man. Dude, that is totally something that would have happened to me.
Oh, 100%, dude.
100%. I'd have been like, oh shit. Oh shit. Hey, throw a cracker or something out there. Like, distract him.
Whatever you got to do.
I got to buy a license real quick.
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, and I had a conversation actually about that last night at trivia with one of my regular on the show, actually, Topless Timmy Jakes. We were talking about it. He's not a Milliken fan, so he's like, it's a little bit sketchy. But I'm like, look, I'll tell you what. Ever since we did that first.
Dude, there's nothing, dude. I gotta tell you, there ain't nothing sketchy about it. Because let me tell you something. The last thing that Ben Milliken is worried about is the
share lunker
I'll even
program.
give it a range, $20 to $75 license fee.
Yeah,
he doesn't care, man. Like it doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It is funny.
Like that's the last thing that dude is worried about. If that didn't happen, it's not because he was like, I'm gonna keep this money. I'm not giving it to anybody. It had nothing to do with that. It was
of course not.
Oh shit.
and everybody knows a number of anglers that has done the same thing at one point or another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, it happens to me. It happened to me
in New York.
Last year, I was bebopping around the Eastern Seaboard.
Yep.
To the different KAS events and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And like I get ready to like cast and I'm like, oh, holy crap. Do I have a license? Am I allowed to do this?
You're like, fuck.
I feel like you get so used to your kayak being on the back of your truck or your trailer or your boat on the back of your truck.
Yep.
And your fishing rod sitting next to you in the passenger seat, that it's like fishing is what I do. So I'm just going to do it no matter where I go. And that license part doesn't always click.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, how many times I've gone camping and I'm like, fuck, I forgot this. Oh shit, I needed propane. I forgot to grab that tank.
I got a little story for you though.
Hit me with some shit. What do you got?
I have a special set of ponds.
Oh, okay.
About an hour away from my house.
Yep.
I call them the secret ponds.
Okay. Ooh.
And they are you park on the side of a dirt road, and then it's about 3/4 to a mile into the woods before you get to them.
Yep.
They're Corey ponds.
Oh, nice.
And the fish there, you could do a chew can with a hook and they'd bite it. It doesn't matter.
No pressure.
But but I went there in hopes that I just had that itch and I wanted to go fishing. And I went there in a very, very early March.
Yep.
And when I hiked up into the woods, there was like, I don't know, 5% soft water. The rest of it was all still iced.
Really?
So like just the edges, you know?
Shit. That's what I was running into today.
And so I was up there trying for like 3 hours. I was up there trying to like, make it work. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
A PA Fish and Boat Commission game warden officer saw my truck and waited at least 4.5 hours for me to come out of the freaking woods.
Are you serious?
Yep. Thought I was poaching trout.
Wow. How pissed was he when he realized that wasn't the situation?
I was like, dude, would you like to see my tackle box?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, yeah, it's not a joke, man. They're out there. Everybody, the state's got to make its money too,
Oh, for sure, dude. This year was the first year I have ever. Well, I mean, again, the body of water that I was fishing gets a ton of pressure. There's boats on there all the time, so you will see EPOs on their boats zipping around just doing safety checks, if nothing else. You know what I mean?
I don't know how St. Nick does it. Like, we can fish for bass all year long here, as long as we put them back.
Not
up there, you're not even allowed to do that. Up in Canada, no, you can't even fish for them.
Yeah. Connecticut is similar. Like, they have seasons for bass, which I never understood. It's not like they're not plentiful.
No, and if anything, there's too many of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know this is not something that most people like to accept or talk about or anything else, but the largemouth bass is one of the most invasive species that ever hit America.
Yeah. It is an American domestic fish, but I think it's only native to like 20 or 22 states.
A very small portion of America is it native to.
Yeah. And,
that's why you got catch and kill orders on largemouth and smallmouth bass on so many states.
Yeah. And
like Alaska, they started to find largemouth and smallmouth in Alaska, man.
So Zech, you bring this up, and there's a whole can of worms. I eventually want to do a whole piece on this, but my take on this was, I remember I was on Bass Kayak and Beers with Armando. And he said this. He was just like, it's wild how like we go and we try to catch this fish that's so difficult to catch with these plastic baits. And at the time, I was like, hold on, maybe I'm mishearing this. You know what I mean? I just let it go. I didn't say anything. But in reality, largemouth bass specifically are the species I advise people to start learning how to fish with. Don't fish for stock trout. Don't fish for fucking pumpkin seed or bluegills or perch or anything like that. Go and fish for largemouth bass for a couple of reasons. First off, they're easy to catch. They are savages. You can throw so many different things in front of them and
inch
they will
for
eat it.
inch and pound for pound, they are the gamest fish that swims.
That's even debatable.
It's not debatable. They are.
I think
100% inch for inch and pound for pound. The largemouth bass and the smallmouth bass, the black bass, is the gamest fish that swims. Why do they call them that? They call them that because they will bite and they will fight and they will do whatever the hell else is going on.
But they're not.
Love it.
They're not. I think pound for pound, the fish that fights the most, and I said this to actually Josh in our chat today, is the bluegill. That 1 pound bluegill probably fought harder than that 3 pound largemouth.
Fought harder for a 1 pound bluegill, but
I mean, still, you know what I'm saying? Like, my point is this: is that largemouth they're savages. They'll eat anything. They're easy to catch. Number two, they're hardy. So, like, if you're not the best with handling fish and getting them into the water fast, like they can take it better than some other species. Number three is that they're easy to handle. a lot of people.
Yeah, you can grab them.
You can grab them by the lip. You don't have to worry about teeth. There's nothing like that. There's some people that take a little bit to get into it.
They're very fishing friendly.
Yeah, it's like, it's a great fish to start. See, that's the thing. I would say, and pound for pound, I tell you the truth, I'd say fucking snakehead probably takes the fucking cake. But
inch for inch and pound for pound, inch for inch and pound for pound,
kings.
So you're missing the thing here. Inch for inch and pound for pound.
Yep.
So that's a conglomeration of factors. Overall.
Yep.
I will still tell you, the black bass is the gamest freshwater fish that swims here in North America. Period. That is it.
Have you caught a bowfin?
I have. I've caught bowfin. I've caught snakehead.
You have caught snakehead.
I've caught them all.
Okay.
I've caught them all. But there's a whole bunch of things that go into this factor. There are a lot of black bass out there.
Yes.
They are a hell of a lot easier to catch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're way more than plentiful.
Correct. So that is more what I'm getting at than anything else. So if you wanted to get your
you're not saying that they're sporty in the sense that it's pound for pound they're the best fighting fish.
No,
you're saying just in general that they're more plentiful.
If you want to get your tip wet in fishing.
Yep. I think largemouth bass.
This is where you dip your tip.
That's the one.
No, black bass, smallmouth, largemouth, spotted.
Yep.
All of them. If you want to get your tip wet in fishing, it is the best place to start.
Yeah, I will give you that. I thought you were saying pound for pound. They're the best fighting fish. I'm like, I don't know that I would agree with that.
So I bought a first edition of Henshaw's The Black Bass.
Yep.
It was like the first book ever written about black bass. I bought a first edition not too long ago, and I read the thing, and it was crazy to hear how they talked about it way back.
Oh,
like I'm talking like 200-300 years ago. And it's in all the old language, but it's the same deal. The black bass it provides so much.
Yep.
It needs so little.
Yeah, it really does. It does not take much for these fish to thrive. So I recommend to everybody, I'm like, that is the one you want to start with. Trust me. They're easy to handle. They're fun to catch. They fight hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They definitely do. And, they can get huge. And that
pound for pound in black bass, a smallie is going to give you a run for your money more than a large.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Even though I still think with black bass, largemouth is king. And I'll fight you. I'll fight you for it. The largemouth bass is the king of the black bass.
Yep.
I'll fight you for it. There's something about that. There's something about that animal. And you catch a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And he comes up out of the water. And that mouth, that gaping, massive freaking mouth attached to this fish. And you reach down in the water and you grab a hold of him. You grab a hold of his mouth. You've got your you got your fingers around the bottom of his chin. You've got your thumb slammed up against his teeth. And you pull him out, and there's this creature. There's this 5, 6, 7 pound creature just attached to the end of your hand that you're holding that you just bested.
Oh yeah.
And the largemouth, just for its stature, just for the way it looks, just for its stature, he is the king of the black bass.
Okay.
My best largemouth is 7 pounds, 8 ounces.
Yep. Nice.
And I will never, forever in my life forget that fish.
Mm-hmm.
It was surrealistic. It was crazy. Like I couldn't believe what I was holding on to.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe it. This fish was all of like 24, 25 inches.
Yep.
And just a mouth on it that could swallow my arm.
Yep. What time of year did you catch this in?
Oh, I caught him in late August.
Late August.
Yep.
So that bass probably at maximum weight would have fucking gone significantly over that 7 pound.
Probably. So where I caught him, it's different now. They've sprayed a lot and fucked with that lake quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. So there's actually a little story that goes along with that catch. That's my PB. Yep. I haven't broke it. I haven't broke it in 15 years.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah. So I cast it out and I was doing my favorite thing to do, which is run a soft plastic bait across the top of the water.
Yep.
That's my favorite thing to do. I apologize. You got a little sick. But I threw the bait out. I started bringing it back to me, ripping it across the top of the water.
Yep.
And I got a strike. And the strike I got was insane. It was massive.
Yep.
And all I ever saw was like, I don't know, maybe 11 to 15 inches of its back.
No shit.
It was not a bass.
Oh.
And I fought it. I got it to like 10 feet from the canoe.
Yep.
And then it cut the line. It was definitely a muskie. 100%.
Okay.
And it was definitely a very big muskie.
Yep.
I immediately hurried up in a flash. I retied and I threw right back out to the same spot and did the exact same thing. And within 30 seconds of my lure hitting the water, that 7.8 bass hit.
No shit.
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was badass.
Yeah, that's pretty badass, dude. That's pretty badass.
Which, by the way, that's a little tip. That's a little tip for all of you.
Yep.
Big fish hang out together.
Oh yeah. They can't eat each other.
That's correct.
You know?
Big fish hang out together.
Yeah. No, that's badass, dude. Like it's just it's bananas to me that like people there's Instagram accounts that love to like hate on a specific species of fish, right? And that just it kind of blows my mind because I am more of they're all fucking great. They got here and there's nothing we can do about it, so let's just fucking make the best of it. I don't know, man. I think
I can't deal with carp.
Amazing.
I can't deal with carp.
John Higgins chimes in here and goes, the way Zach feels about largemouth is the same way that I feel about flatheads, especially the part where you reach down and grab by the jaw and lift them out of the water.
So, he is exactly right because when you grab a hold of that jaw, you feel their power.
Yep.
There's something about it when you grab a hold of that bottom jaw, you feel their freaking power.
Yeah.
And it is insane. Like you're like it's like a crazy like doubler, tripler, quadrupler to your experience in the moment. You're like, oh my God, this is a freaking monster. Like it you can feel its power. You can feel the muscle in its body and its jaw. You're and like, also, I can't believe I just did this.
Yeah, the weight of the body of that fish is like it really hits.
Oh hell yeah!
Holy shit, this is a heavy fish. You know,
dude, there's nothing like when you pull a fish out of the water and it keeps coming out of the water long after you thought it was gonna not be coming out of the water.
Yep.
Like it just keeps coming and coming and coming. You're like,
yeah, just like holy shit, what did I catch here? That is a very similar situation. Like when I caught my PB brown trout, it was a very, very similar situation. Where I was like, I got this fish in the net, and I was like, that's a big fish. I'll bet you this is an 18 or a 19 inch. That's huge. And I get it on the measuring board, and it's 24 inches long. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
The front door.
Unbelievable. Crazy. And I don't know. So yeah, let's continue on. Fishy shit. Where was I? Well, I was planning on going out today. Right, that was the plan. Decided that it was going to be a bank send. That was going to be the move. That's where my head was at. I'm like, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a bank send here. So my buddy and I, we hit the road this morning. We headed out east. Actually not too far from where Joe is based. And we found a little river coming off of this one lake with a bridge going over it. And it was all ice on the banks of this river, and then, ice on the pond, or on the lake rather. And then there was this one open patch right under the bridge. And on one side we had open water. So we took probably about 10 casts between the two of us. 15 casts, maybe. Not a single bite, no big deal. So we went and we played the game. We're like, okay, we're going to go further east. Dude, we're in the South Shore area of Massachusetts, and we were still finding spots with ice.
Is this on a river?
Oh, these are all different types of bodies of water, because I was just dropping different spots and looking like, okay, so we'll try here. This has some depth. Maybe it's holding a little bit more heat. We'll go here. We'll go and check this spot out.
I'm just curious because here, all of our still bodies of water are frozen.
Yep, and all your moving bodies of water are open.
All of our rivers, creeks, and streams, unless it's a really small creek, they haven't frozen over yet.
So they're not
big bodies of water haven't frozen completely over yet, but
they're not frozen over. My plan was to actually go out to a small river on Friday with the boat, and on Thursday I took a drive, and I did a live stream on Instagram on my way down there, just talking about a bunch of different stuff. And I checked out this body of water. Now, where this boat launch is, there's a little cove that's kind of cut out from the main river, and it gets very little current that goes through there at all. And there was like 15 to 17 foot of ice that went out from where the ramp hit the water all the way out. And I'm like, I don't think I want to fucking force my boat in there. I don't know that that's a great idea. I've been doing great with it so far. Let's not fuck this up anymore. So I went and I sent it, to go bank fishing today. And I think we stopped by about six or eight different spots between Western Massachusetts and the South Shore area of Western Mass, which is very close to like Cape Cod and the ocean.
Yeah, you're getting into brackish, right?
Like we're getting into a lot of like tidal rivers. So like the rivers that we saw that were wide open, they're tidal, and there was happened to be low tide. We're going by.
Brackish don't freeze as quick as fresh.
No, not at all. And it's just, I think this is just one of those winters where we're going to see more ice than anywhere else. Who knows? It could change in the next handful of weeks, but I'm not holding my breath on it.
You want to know what I think?
I would love to know what you think.
I think we got 20 years before we see real ice again.
You think so? Well, real ice, the problem is that skim ice is the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah. Real ice, real actual ice.
Yeah.
I think we got about 20 years until we actually see real ice again. It seems to, I'm 46 now. I've been alive for 46 years. And Binya, you are not wrong. That is exactly how I feel. I will try to upload more of my fish catches, and yes, that is exactly how I feel. Anyways, no, I don't know, just based on what I've learned in my 46 years of life. I think we got probably 20 years until we see actual real ice again.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to come and go.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong. Everything could be warming, and that might be the way it's going too. But
yeah,
at least as far as I know, And as far as I've seen and the patterns I've seen, I think we got a long time before we see real ice again. At least in this latitude.
Yep. Yeah, that's fair. It's just interesting because it's like I want to say last year at this time you could go out to the eastern part of the state and you would have no ice. And it's that right now where we are, it's that touch and go where it's like one winter you're going to have some at least skim ice. And then the next winter you might not see anything. And then the following winter, who knows? It just seems like we're in this like teetering up and down and
2014.
Yeah.
There was ice.
I don't remember 2014.
No,
I don't remember what we were dealing with back in 2014.
There was ice. It was cold enough, long enough. Because like I always judge it based on Halloween. So like for the longest time, I and my kids were coming up at that time. I always hated Halloween because you had to go take your kids out, and it was guaranteed it was going to be like the shittiest, coldest freaking day possible. That you had to go do this stupid thing where you take your kids out and it's cold and raining and nasty and everything else. But like 2012, 2015, 16, that was the last time where in the late of October and the early of November, it was cold as shit.
See, this is what's wild. So, like, I'm going to throw this out there. John Hagan says, he goes, it was 67 degrees where I was fishing today. I had temps of the high 40s, air temp out where I was. Binya was on the ice, 2 hours north in Vermont today. But we've seen people on ice, like just today, the first spot that I fished where I saw open water. We fished this one tiny little pool right there, and we had two groups that were out on the lake ice fishing. And I asked Joe actually but I think before you jumped on, Zach, I asked him. I said, "Did you hear anything about anybody going through?" Because it's, to me, I'm seeing people reporting like 2 to 3 inches, which is, I know,
not enough.
Technically, it's safe at that point.
It's not enough.
But I'm telling you, man, with the way these air temps have been going up and down lately, that's the thing. Weather,
right? That's the thing. It's so listen, 2 to 3 inches of ice when it has been a certain temperature for a certain period of time might be safe. Yeah, but it hasn't been like that.
No,
everything is up and down and up and down and up and down, dude. I saw a high of 67 here today in Pittsburgh, and listen, Pittsburgh does not change the way most other places change. Pittsburgh is very resistant to temperature change. Yeah. Because of the hills and everything else. Yep. Like our
elevation
temperature
plays a huge role in it. That's why the Berkshires are the way they are.
Yeah, our temperature kind of like is resistant to change.
Yep.
So if you're a weather system, you better be coming with some shit if you think you're going to change what's going on here in Pittsburgh.
So Benny goes, it was 5 inches of ice where he was. That's the average. That's double the average of what we've got locally here.
That's, dude. It's so crazy. It's so.
But we're forgetting the point. I don't fish on ice. I fish open water.
Do you want to know why?
My journey was to find open water, and it just did not happen. I ended up at a bar.
You sent me a picture. You sent me a picture of some badass pie, though.
I did. We ended up in the furthest out we were was in Pembroke, Mass. And my buddy Paul goes, dude, I think we should just grab lunch and call it. I was like, I think you're absolutely right. So Massachusetts is kind of famous along the South Shore for what's known as South Shore Bar Pizza. Oh, perfect timing. Look who's back.
What's up, buddy?
Small town problems. Know what I mean?
Did you get your bill paid, buddy?
I just went and paid it just now.
I had to run down to the money dot.
In all honesty, like being like in the woods, like our power goes out all the time. And I'm shocked. That was the first time it's happened while we recorded. I
That's
can't believe
crazy.
that's
Yeah. Nick says Jersey drones got him.
I know.
I'm glad you're back though for this, Joe, because I was talking about my journey today. How I went all the way, started out in your neck of the woods. I was over at Quabog and I fished the bridge going into the river there, and there was a little open water there. There were swans actually swimming in this water, and then
Swans are swimming.
Middle of the
sounds like
lake.
the start to a poem. Swans are swimming.
In the lake, there were not one, but two groups of fools ice fishing in this like 40-degree weather. And I'm like, oh my God, I wonder how this is going to turn out. But we made our way out. We went out as far as Pembroke, and we stopped off. There was a pond that we wanted to check out and see if there was fishable water there. Nothing.
Have you had it? I apologize, Bobby. Have you had an ice fishing dude on here yet?
Yeah, Todd Grubb. He's an absolute.
I think I remember. I remember that. But I would just like to understand what the draw is. Because
I can't.
Because
I can't answer that question.
My brain cannot make me walk out onto the ice. And listen, I am a dude that is up for what the hell ever. Joe can attest to some of that. I'm ready to go. I don't care. But for some reason, ice, water, walking out onto it, I'm like, this is an unnecessary risk.
I'm gonna tell you this. It's not about the risk for me. That's like first and foremost, like I have a threshold to where I'm like, I want there to be enough ice to where this can be an enjoyable time. And I don't have to be concerned about the danger involved, because there's danger, but there's danger of being on a kayak or a boat. There's danger with standing next to the water from the bank to a point, much less, but yeah, to a point. The thing is with me is that the draw to go and catch fish is not high enough. And I have not been convinced that I can catch fish the same way that I can when it's open water. So I have a very high level of confidence on open water, but when I'm fishing with ice, it's more like, okay, cool. Here's a stump that I know is here. Let's fish over here. And I'll just sit and wait. I can't just go and move, and the setup and tear down drives me fucking nuts.
So how you like to fish?
Well, that's exactly what it is. I'm not going to bring the amount of gear required. Let's say half a dozen tip-ups, the auger, not even getting into it, but let's say I had a shanty. Let's say I had something to cook on, and everything. Because let's be honest, half of it is the event. Just like Nick said.
Nick nailed it. It's an event.
That's exactly it. When I go out and fish, right, if they're not biting at that one spot where I anticipated them to be, I'm not going to waste my time there, and I'm certainly not going to tear everything down to just go walk to another spot. I always considered myself bank fishing. I do it in a way that's light, so I can just be on the go the whole way. I'd rather do that. I
always consider myself more of a hunter than a fisherman. I'm not a fisherman because just because of the way that everybody always talks about fishing. I'm not so much sitting there waiting for fish to come by and bite my lure.
Yep.
I am hunting for them.
Yeah.
I am going and I am moving and I am hunting.
That's a great way to put it.
And that to me is what makes fishing for bass so attractive, is that you can fish for them like that. Like you can hunt them.
Binyo puts it in an interesting light. He goes, so fishing's like an addiction, and ice fishing's like the crack cocaine to regular cocaine addiction, that no one wants it, but it kind of covers what you need until you can get open water again. That is the most accurate thing I've ever heard right there.
Yep.
I thought it was alcoholism. I just thought that
Todd says, I used to fish walleye on ice heavily. It's a ton of work, moving, and checking spots. We go 8 miles out in the Saginaw Bay. Oh my God. My God, they do that.
How about them dudes that are so hung up on ice fishing that they get themselves out onto one of the Great Lakes, and then the piece of ice they're on decides to detach.
And move,
no thanks.
And move,
fuck
and
that.
and then they're miles out into the Great Lakes, and they have they're screwed.
They're probably gonna die. You know,
Like that's nuts. That's nuts. Like, hey, listen, I give props to ice fishermen
Todd
because
knows he's been stranded. Oh my God, dude.
I give props to ice fishermen because listen, I love what I do. I love bass fishing, and I've taken it to some very, very, very extreme places.
Yep.
But ice fishing, you know what? I'll just sit back and sit back and make some content and build some lures and be good with that.
I'd rather scout some spots. So that's ultimately what I did today. I went and I scouted some spots, and I got a couple of places in mind that I'll be hitting with the boat if the weather cooperates. But one magical thing happened today. Let's open up the folder of Pizzagate again. On the South Shore, you do what you do on the South Shore, and you get yourself a South Shore bar pizza for lunch. And what is
that?
What is a bar
that?
pizza?
Yeah.
So a bar pizza.
Please explain it to me.
A bar pizza. Let's see. Let me see if I can give you the Google definition and see if I agree with it. South Shore bar pizza. All right.
Hey, Joe, while Bobby's looking this up, what constitutes a great pizza?
All right.
To be honest, Zech,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever really had great pizza.
Shut up.
Holy
Joe.
shit.
Yeah.
I think you have, Joe.
You need to come here. We got a
like,
place here that'll knock your brains out. It's like having your brain smashed in with a gold brick.
I haven't had like pizza in like
It's Nick. Oh Christ! Here we go.
okay. I like the brick oven pizzas the best.
Okay. Yeah.
So crispy.
Yeah,
Crispy
a little
and thin.
bit. Not overly crispy, just a little bit of crunch to it, but yeah.
You know, and here's the thing. It's my buddy Paul and I were talking about this today. He sat down and he was like, "So what is a South Shore bar pizza like?" So this is how Google explains it. They go, South Shore bar pizza is a regional pizza style from the South Shore of Massachusetts that's known for its thin crust with crispy edges. There's like a 90-degree angle there. And
So is that like a New York pizza?
no, the crust is different. Like there's no crust, there's no handle. You know what I mean? Let me take a look and see if I can.
Bobby, I don't give a shit what Google has to say.
No.
I want to know. I want to know what Bobby roast beef classifies a perfect South Shore pizza as.
This is pretty goddamn good.
God, that looks so good, Bobby. I'm looking at the picture right now.
You're right. There ain't no handle on that.
There's no handle on that. And that crust it's like a 90-degree angle. It goes right
That's a folder. That's a folder.
Yep.
You fold that thing.
It's hard to fold because it's so crispy.
You put your finger in the middle and you
gotta
fold
finger
that
it right down the middle, just like
Is
that.
that
Just like you would
kielbasa and
French dressing.
jalapenos?
That is linguiça and cherry peppers.
What's linguiça?
Linguiça is just a Portuguese style smoked sausage.
Okay.
It's delicious.
It sounds delicious.
I got John Carter in here. Goes H.W. Ross. John, that was Poopsies in Pembroke. Poopsies.
Poopsies.
For those of you thinking that I made that shit up, this is the fucking door. Poopsies. So I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do here? And I've never had a South Shore bar pizza, but this is like so the eastern part of the state is fucking weird. South Shore is bar pizza. North Shore is roast beefs. 3 ways specifically.
Hey now.
I haven't even began to get into that kind of stuff, but I'm like, I'm going to go and I'm going to try one of these out. Now, I've had pizza in bars plenty of times, but this is like a thing, and it's absolutely fantastic. Like, it's simple. The crust has a little bit more crispiness, especially along the outer edge. And just John says Henshaw. We may have created a monster because I went into Poopsies today. Number one, we ordered a pitcher of beer, Harpoon IPA, delicious. We order this IPA, a pitcher, and it comes in a glass pitcher. Like Poopsies, props on that. Because it holds the temperature infinitely better than a plastic shitty pitcher. In most bars, if you're ordering pitchers, they give you a plastic pitcher. So we're enjoying our beers. We're sitting there doing our thing, and it is fucking packed. There were 2 open parking spaces at this spot that we were at. Of course, the Patriots were playing today, and we were there at game time, so it was like freaking butt to nut. Like that, it was packed in there. So we get in there, and I almost ordered multiple pies just so I could bring one home for the ladies, and I opted not to because I think I'm going to bring them there. I think it'll be a better experience if they have it there. Binya says, I get the poopsies if I eat too much pizza. Whoa. It was out of this world. It was fantastic. I got no complaints whatsoever. Paul ordered a sausage and mushroom pizza, and he was like, I am amazed. And he walked in, he goes, my favorite style of pizza is like deep dish pizza. Chicago deep dish pizza. I love that stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I was
just in Chicago. I did not get any pizza.
There are 2 styles of pizza that Chicago is well known for: the deep dish and the tavern style, which is a thin crust pizza.
I need to interrupt. So
I get the poopsies if I eat too much pizza.
I have lived in and around Pittsburgh my entire life. That's a total of 46 years.
Okay.
The best pizza that exists in Pittsburgh proper is from a place called Fiore's.
All right.
If you Google best Pittsburgh, Fiore's does not come up.
Really?
It does not. And literally anybody you talk to here in Pittsburgh will tell you that is where you go to get the best freaking pizza ever. So I guess that's a little heads up to all of you people. AI doesn't necessarily know what the hell's going on. Talking to people is probably the best way to find the best pizza.
Oh, 100%. But what's the style? Is there like a Pittsburgh style of pizza?
It's Pittsburgh pizza is not deep dish.
Okay.
It's not thin crust. It's I would best describe it as like a homemade crust.
Gotcha.
But Fiore's, listen, like when you walk into Fiore's, it's like walking into Goodfellas.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right.
And
reminds me of where I host trivia on Fridays.
and not only that, but like when you walk into Fiore's and there's only 2 of them. There's only 2 of them, and the one that is closest to my house is the original.
Oh, okay.
And it is exactly like the original. When you walk into there, it might as well be like 1979.
Yeah, they haven't changed anything.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. And they haven't changed shit, and they haven't even changed the pinball machines. God bless their hearts, man.
Nice.
But
because they're rigged and they pay out.
Games of skill. No, but no, it blew my mind. The places that they suggested are like the worked over.
Yep.
The worked over pizzas that have been monetized, or you know what I mean, like just worked over to the point where they're a pizza that they can make that is edible for a good price.
Yep.
Where Fiore's you can't get, Fiore's doesn't deliver.
They don't give a shit. Spots. Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
You're coming in to get this or you're not getting this. Although I will say this, DoorDash.
Not only that, their parking lot
Eats
sucks.
Yeah. DoorDash and Uber Eats have made it so like every place can deliver realistically.
I love pizza. Pizza is my Achilles heel. And I will tell you this right now, Fiore's out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on West Liberty Avenue.
Yep.
Just 5 minutes south of downtown is probably one of the best pizzas I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Hands down. It is the perfect mixture of fluff and thin and garlic and
okay.
Just
Fran Drescher.
just badass. And I couldn't believe it because when you were talking about it, I grabbed my phone and I searched it up about best pizzas in Pittsburgh, and Fiore's did not come up.
That's crazy. I'm going to hold you to it.
Anybody,
next time I'm
if you
in Pennsylvania,
if you ever come here and you ask anybody,
that's what they're going to tell you. Go to Fiore's.
They're going to tell you go to Fiore's.
Yeah. No, it's always the best. So John Higgins chimes in and he goes, Columbus has a lot of mom and pop pizza places that are absolutely delicious. There are states in the country where you just cannot get quality pizza. Like,
no, and Columbus is one of them.
Oh, wow.
Columbus is one of them. I do not appreciate a single piece of what's the word I'm looking for? Delicatessen. Columbus does not have a food identity. So you can go piss up a rope.
I will say this, and this is what I was talking with Paul about. I was like, there are so many. So I almost ordered Buffalo Nonsense South Shore pizza today. I was like, do I get their buffalo chicken one and then just have them add pineapple? Do I do that? Do I get so bold?
Just piss on them.
And I was like, at the same time,
pull it out and slap him in the face, Bobby.
I saw the linguiça and I said I had to do it. But like, so my buddy Paul, it was funny because like he said, like this is the polar opposite like of the pizza style that he says he enjoys the most. And he's like, that was absolutely amazing. He goes, I could probably eat a second pie, but I am so satisfied with that pizza. Like it was so freaking good. And I'm like, you're goddamn right. It was an absolute thing of beauty.
That thing you showed us a picture of in the Jigs and Bigs Dark Horse Tackle chat.
Yeah.
Today I was a little bit jealous.
That was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely.
It looked good. It looked like it had just the right amount of slick on it to make it something beautiful.
Oh, it was wonderful. But like I like it all. Like I don't think there's any one style of pizza that's necessarily my favorite.
Cause I'm a fat guy. I like them all.
I like Detroit.
Hey,
I like Chicago.
I'm not the thinnest man in the world, but I will tell you this. Don't give me a subpar pizza because I'll call you out on it.
Fair enough. You know,
I will call you out on it. You better give me a good pie.
Todd Sefton goes, sounds like me. John's bringing pizza to the expo.
Hey, Joe, what your neck of the woods? What's the food over there?
In my neck of the
what's the food?
We don't really have an identity in my area.
Bullshit. You guys gotta have some kind of food, man. I saw way too many old buildings for you guys not to have food out there.
No, we do. There's a lot of great, just like.
Is it like clam chowder?
Oh, yeah, we do
chowder,
have some great chowders, lobster rolls, stuff like that. My area has a lot of like good like Americana spots, like just like burgers and like shit like that. But yeah, it's like it's weird because we're like in the center of the state, so like we have good lobster rolls around here, but if you go to Boston, they're even better. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
For real, you're a suburb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this state's so small. Like everyone that's not in Boston, Massachusetts, is essentially a suburb of it.
You could realistically have a restaurant in the Berkshires that specializes in seafood and have fresh seafood every day if you're willing to drive for 3 hours.
How far?
I see them, Bobby.
How
I see
far
them
are
on
you
the
two
pike
boys
every
apart?
morning.
Yep. What's that?
How far are you two boys apart?
About an hour.
Minutes.
About
you
an hour.
really think so?
About 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, 35 minutes, I'd say.
Yeah.
So,
like that.
so you guys are basically in the same food area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Like, I
Gotcha.
think it's so funny. Like, people talk about Western Massachusetts, and like right now, so there's a pizza shop nearby called Casa Pizza, which is the guy who owns this spot is just the biggest pizza geek you've ever met. Like, he does this for the passion. When he first started, his hours were like when I want to work. You know, that kind of thing. Like, he was working a full-time job
Hell
and doing
yeah.
shit like that.
I'm that good. Go fuck yourself.
But I didn't even think it was a flex like that. It was like, I don't do this to make money. I do this because I love the process. And he will recreate other regions' pizzas inside that shop. So he has.
But like, do you guys have like a clam chowder out there that you can't get anywhere else?
Within a 2-hour drive, we have 3 different clam chowders, and I'm gonna break it down for you right now.
And I mean like the best. Like
The
I
best.
mean,
So
I
the
mean
best.
like it's gonna melt my tongue off because of the
I'm gonna tell
ecstasy.
you. I'm gonna tell you the order. The best is the New England style clam chowder. It's a cream-based chowder with potatoes. It usually has some bacon in there, some onions, lots of fresh clams, and it is out of this fucking world. The second best, and it's only because it's the fucking weirdest, Rhode Island clam chowder. It's fucking clear.
Ooh, that's weird.
It's like eating a bowl of clam spit. That's the only thing I can fucking sum it up to. It's the weirdest shit ever.
Clam jizz.
And then New York. then New York. New York has a clam chowder. That is a tomato-based clam chowder, and
That is an abomination
that's-
and needs to be removed from the
That's
record.
weird. That's weird.
That is weird.
No.
That is
That's
weird.
weird.
However,
New York should have no claim to clam chowder.
I say that if you
You
like
should have to be like Rhode Island or more northeaster to have any kind of claim on clam chowder.
yeah. I will say this.
I don't know why, but I feel that in the cockles of my heart.
In this bizarre way, I will flip the bird like to my dead grandma on behalf of all haters.
Dead grandma.
Of all haters of Manhattan clam chowder all day long. It's the worst thing. But I'll tell you what, if you give me a bowl of cioppino, which is an Italian tomato-based seafood soup, it's delightful, and I'll eat that all fucking day.
Well, listen. You want to talk about Italians and the 7 fishes?
They know a thing or two.
They know a thing or two.
Yeah, they do. They do. But I think to call it chowder and have it be tomato based is a slap in the face. A slap in the face. So I think it says that sounds like a good chowder. You talking about the New England one with the potatoes and the bacon and all that good stuff?
Yeah, like when I think of good chowder, like I want all 57 food groups encapsulated into like one spoonful.
Corn chowder. I do need to give my head a shake.
Of a chowder.
I'm here for corn chowder all day, especially when it's like fresh and then roasted. Oh God, yes. Chowder.
Fantastic. This is good stuff, dude. This is good stuff, man. Like
show we've had fucking in months.
Food. If there is nothing that separates us and segregates us more than anything else, it's food. But it's the same thing that brings us all together, which is beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's
amazing.
Tying back to Christmas, one of the gifts that my wife got me was, she knows that I'm a big fan of the chef Matty Matheson. Love Matty. He's great. He's hilarious. He released a book that's called Soups, Salad, Sandwiches. It's a cookbook. And I feel like he did this because most of the people who watch his content and watch his stuff, they're not going to go and do the family cookery stuff that he's got in his other book that's a little bit more intense. Like, this is something you can actually do. And he's got some soup recipes that
This is a thing you can serve to all your hipster friends, huh?
100%. 100%. And I would. And I would. Mexican street corn style corn chowder. My fucking God.
Yep.
Maddie is rad. Big Maddie Matheson guy. Big Maddie Sat. I saw people on A1 in Westboro.
So do you know who
Thank you, John.
Who my beautiful chef was?
Who's that?
Alton Brown.
Oh, Alton Brown, dude. Respect. Alton Brown for sure, man.
Alton Brown was my man. If you've never had Alton Brown's garlic mashed potatoes, you have not lived. And to be quite honest with you, you should probably, and I heard this was okay to say on podcasts, you should probably kill yourself.
Yeah, you should. Oh my God. I shared, we're talking TV chefs here. And I shared a reel, and did I send it to Nick? Oh, do you guys know who Nigella Lawson is? Yes, here it is. I'm just going to play you the audio from this, and it's just been edited, and it's so fucked up. Listeners, I apologize.
I've never made any secret of the fact that I am a complete tart because I like salty cream, and I'm almost embarrassed at how easy I am. Anyway, to business, or rather pleasure. If you want to squeeze my plumptious beauties, be my guest. Don't be afraid. Just go at them together with a rolling pin.
Is that Fran Drescher? I don't know.
So here's the deal. That is Bobby just dropped a huge gem on all of you this evening.
I did. I'm the gem dropper.
If you're not quite sure whether or not the content you are about to release is worthy or not, all you got to do is just throw a little English twang on there, and it will be sexy as fuck.
It's true.
And edible.
Yeah, that's true. You could always warm it up in the microwave.
Because I heard half of what you played, and I was like, I'm in.
Yeah. Oh God.
I'm in. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know. This show is, I mean, we hear it all the time in the podcast world. People talk about this show going, quote unquote, off the rails. The rails are over there. Like, they're gone.
Yeah, who cares,
they're
man?
fucking gone.
They've been gone.
They've been gone.
What kind of podcast even is this?
I know. Spotify's going to be trying to fucking drop the ads, and they're going to be like,
I don't know what to do.
I thought this was a fucking fishing podcast. Error.
Fuck.
Your AI machine's just going to explode.
Exactly. How about them smallies, Todd says. Indeed.
Well, here's the deal. Listen, there's a lot of us, myself included, except for freaking the last week, because holy shit, like the sun just came out and just had a party for the last week. But there's not too much I can do right about now.
No, I know. It sucks.
Like there just isn't. Because listen, I have an amazing kayak. I got a Scholey Crescent.
Yeah.
It's an amazing kayak, and I can do whatever the hell I want in that thing. But I don't have a dry suit. I don't want to die.
Yep. Fair.
The water is cold as shit.
Yep.
And I have a whole lot of other shit that I have been putting off for the last 7 months that I should probably be doing.
Oh shit, yeah.
But I don't know. We as fishermen, we're not one dimensional.
No, definitely
You
not.
know what I mean? We got
Definitely
lives.
Yeah,
we got
for sure.
lives. We got things that are going on.
And I think
and why shouldn't we come together on those things, man?
absolutely right. Absolutely right. Like I do. I think that's why these shows in the winter, like we're in New England. Fishing gets really slow. If you're even able to get out on open water, like it gets really slow, and it can be really slow if you're on the ice too. But like at the same time, it's the journey, you know what I mean? And the grind, like going out and tracking down new spots. That's what today's adventure was. You know, my buddy and I were on the road this whole time, sharing great conversation. Man, we took a walk down memory lane, talking about some girls we used to date. What? I don't know what kind of adventures or journeys you're going on, Zach, but wow.
Oh, hey, wait. I'm sorry.
By the way, Zach, I wanted to thank you for the invite on the live stream last, was it Monday? Was it last Monday? Yeah, it was. It was last Monday.
Yes.
It was awesome, man, to do that. But I got to tell you, let's pull back the beef curtain here. Right.
Wait. Could you ASMR? Could you do that one more time? That was a great noise.
Pulling back the beef curtain. So when you called me on Monday night, I was on my way to go pick up dinner for the family. We had just, spent the day getting the house together and stuff. And I was on my way to go grab dinner. And I had just popped like a 15 milligram edible. And the phone rang and you're like, dude, we'd love to have you on for this live stream. And I'm like,
oh, that's awesome, man. I'm never available to do these things, but here I am.
But my fingers are so big right now, I don't know what to do.
And I'm in the green room. I'm in the green room with amazing talent. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there with Love the Cast. I'm in there with aggressively average anglers. I'm in there with Andrew Hayes.
Yeah.
Like none of us can talk to each other, but we can see one another. And I am getting higher and higher and higher. And you guys led with Paul, right? You led with Paul, which was I think was the move because the Christmas box and everything else is just fucking great conversation. Yeah. And then from there you went with Hayes. I get it. I understand. He jumped the line, is what I'm understanding. He jumped the line.
He absolutely jumped the line.
Fair enough. I've heard his podcast a couple of times.
He was actually told
it was his
that
idea.
He could jump the line.
No, I know. But when you guys got to me, I was like,
hi, how you doing, man? What's up, everybody?
And it was a mess. And then Joe came on, and I watched the rest of Joe's, and I was like, oh, I'm fine. I don't know why. I was like, I feel like I did okay.
that was one of the highest rated lives we've ever done. And do you know why?
And I was one of your highest guests too.
Do you want to know why it was the highest rated lives we've ever done?
Why is that?
Because of the beautiful people that Dark Horse Tackle decides to associate themselves with, like Andrew Hayes, like Bobby Roast Beef, like Joe Brown, like Ryan Love the Cast, like all you boys. Like
we were in the chat in the green room, a bunch of us going back and forth, and like I forget who it was, but I was like, I'm fucked. I have had like a good amount of edibles, and
bitch, they be kicking.
And they're like, oh, no funny candies for me till I'm done editing or something like that. And I'm like, dude, that's so smart. Why don't I think of these things?
Whoa. Dude, I feel the same. I feel the same way. And more to the point, like we can go right back to one of the best showings out that Dark Horse Tackle has ever had.
Yeah.
Was the Columbus Expo of 2023.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I was so excited about everything that was going on.
For sure.
And I dude, listen, I was so excited about everything that was going on. I was so excited. But I unfortunately got about 7.5 sheets to the wind.
Oh yeah.
real quick. Dude, I don't know. There just ain't no
facts.
There ain't no judgment, man. There ain't no judgment. There never is.
I was just curious.
We're just so glad. We're so glad to have all of you with us. Like, we are so glad to have all of you with us. I can't say much.
Yeah.
I can't say much.
Fair enough.
But I will tell you this. There is somebody that Dark Horse Tackle knows. And somebody that Dark Horse Tackle has known for a long time that you will be seeing a hell of a lot more of real soon.
Okay.
In a much bigger way.
Oh, very good. Okay.
In a much bigger way. And I couldn't be happier, man. I couldn't be happier. Like, listen, if Jigs and Bigs, if you guys like trip over a lucky freaking shamrock tomorrow and land like the thing of your lifetime and you completely and totally pass us by, I'm so freaking happy, man. That's like, awesome. I am so freaking happy. Like, God bless you, boys.
Yep.
Like, God bless you, boys. Go get them. Go get them. Get yours. Get yours. And we're starting. We've been around long enough to where we're starting to see some of the people that we deal with and some of the people that we love, and we're starting to see them get theirs.
The virtuous cycle is a real thing.
Yeah, man.
Right?
That's badass, man. That's badass.
That's what it's about.
That's badass.
That's what it's all about, man. I fucking love it. So, yeah, if any of you guys are listening to the show and you were just like, wow, Bobby seemed a little like fucking in his feelings when he was talking about that 5-pound fish.
Bobby was in his feels.
He was.
He was. And then there was a moment where I was in my recliner. I was all bundled up in my nice toasty like sweats and everything, just sitting there, and I'm on my phone and I'm watching Joe talking. And the second he said Pop X, I was like,
yeah, there it is. I knew he was going to talk about that one.
As soon as he said Pop X, I was like, I knew this was the one.
Just saying this whole time. And listen, I am co-owner of Dark Horse Tackle, and we do support Jigs and Bigs, and we do our best to provide them with what we can in a way to support them. It's not the greatest. But we do what we can.
I would say it's the greatest.
But like I'm a listener. I'm a follower.
Yeah.
I have not missed a single show. And I always watch Joe. I always watch Joe down there being quiet.
You got to.
But see, I went fishing. I went fishing with Joe.
You did. You got a little bit of insight that a lot I get.
I went fishing with Joe.
I got to get you on the implications.
Boys and girls, you don't know. You don't know Joe. You don't know Joe. You don't know the love. You don't know the love. You don't know the. You don't know the love. You don't know the. You don't know the focus. The laser point freaking focus. I had a chance to go fishing with Joe this year, and it is in my top five.
Okay,
best fishing experiences I've ever had in my life.
That's huge, dude. That's
hell yeah. A more gracious host I have never on a boat. A more gracious host I have never had the pleasure of being with.
That's awesome.
Whether he hates co-anglers or not.
No. I hate co-anglers. I don't hate partners.
Yeah, partners are different. Quanglers, that's something different.
Quanglers.
Yeah.
Quanglers.
When you're my partner and we're fishing together to accomplish the same goal,
No, that's the dude. I don't understand. Listen, I have zero experience in that other world. I do not
so basically
understand.
think about it in the aspect if you were on my boat fishing with me, but we were fishing against one another.
Yeah.
No, so I did that one time. on the Pocomoke River, and I literally beat the shit out of this dude.
Like
fishing from the back of his boat.
Oh, you outfished
he was
the
a
shit out of
super
this dude.
he was a super run and gun guy.
Yep.
And I kept watching his line jump and him missing him. So I downsized everything I did and like just kind of went into that like super like meditative state of bass fishing and caught everything he missed. And I beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't cool.
Yeah, no, of course. Could you imagine this guy losing his mind? Like,
yeah. Well, he kind of did. He was kind of a dick.
Clear out a spot of that cabinet. Jesus fucking Christ,
dude! I had 2 rods. I brought 2 rods.
You only need
and
one
a
to
small
fish.
bag of baits.
Yeah.
And I beat the piss out of him. Dude, I'm talking like by 7 pounds. I beat the piss out of him.
Binya says, Joe's like, my power should have stayed out.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, my God.
Oh. Anyway. Where's this podcast going? Where are we at in the Jigs and Bigs?
Let's do a little mental recap here.
Okay.
All right. I covered my week, my fishy shit. Zech, you covered your fishy shit. We covered the holidays. Joe, did you go over your fishy shit?
I did. I didn't have. I just.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure we weren't cutting you off.
He did his laundry. He's good.
We are a good 2 hours. This hands down is the longest first segment ever we've ever done. It's a 2 hour and 15-minute first segment. Just throwing that out there.
Shit.
Yeah, it's intense. It's
long
intense.
form podcast.
So I think what we should do is this. Let's take a quick break and come back, and we'll lead it off with fishy headlines. And then we'll do just the tip. We'll kind of wrap a couple of things up, touch back on things if we need to. I do have an FTG, and it's something that we've talked about on the show that kind of gets Bobby Roast Beef a little bit fired up. I got this message last night, and I was like, motherfuckers.
I got one too. I'm going to be very vague, but I got one too.
I like vague booking. I think it's good. I think sometimes the best learning can be there because there's no feelings hurt. So let's go ahead. We'll take a short break, guys. We'll be back in a bit. Don't go too far. More Jigs and Bigs coming up after this.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit Shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
This episode is brought to you by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. Catch every moment of your team's playoff push with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. You'll get amazing features like multi-view, and right now, it's only $49 for the rest of the NFL regular season. So give yourself the ultimate gift this holiday season. Get NFL Sunday Ticket for $49. Sign up now at youtube.com/Sunday Ticket. Device and content restrictions apply. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Rated RP to M. You're listening to an ad for PC Game Pass. Want new games on day one like Avowed or Football Manager 25? Say nothing if you're getting excited. Thought so. Did I mention legendary franchises like Diablo? And all for one low monthly price? 3 words. We got you. Learn more at xbox.com/PC Game Pass. Some games reference coming soon. Game catalog varies by region and over time. Any questions? I'm just kidding. I can't hear you.
Is it time to reimagine your future? The right business skills may make a difference in your career. At Capella University, we offer a relevant education that's designed to focus on what you need to know in the business world. We'll teach professional skills to help you pursue your goals, like business management, strategic planning, and effective communication. And you can apply these skills right away. A different future is closer than you think. with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
All right, so I have one story for you guys tonight, and it comes a couple weeks late because we kind of got caught up in the whole Ben Milliken fiasco, and I kind of passed this, but I feel like it needs a little of attention. So on the heel of Ben Milliken going to prison, he also is a part of the new Elite Angler Board of Professionals.
Yeah,
the dude that is taking control and talking about what the hell is going to go on in the Bassmaster Elites.
Yep. So the Bass Anglers Sportsman Society, or BASS, announced today that it has created the new Bassmaster Elite Angler Board of Professionals in an effort to facilitate better communication and collaboration with Elite Series anglers, according to a press release issued by the organization on December 12th. The advisory board consists of 6 elite anglers who were voted on by their peers and who will speak on behalf of the entire field in communicating with BASS in order to provide a more direct and efficient way of discussing any current challenges and future opportunities, the release says. We are excited to be working with the ABP to ensure consistent and clear communication between Bass and the elite anglers, said Chase Anderson. There have been challenges trying to communicate with the 103 anglers who, understandably, have 103 different priorities when running their individual businesses. We consider the formation of the ABP an opportunity to build a more constructive relationship with anglers as we work together to advocate and to advance and grow the sport of bass fishing. We remain committed to being the leader in the sport of bass fishing and believe that working with ABP will strengthen our leadership position.
Union, baby.
That's exactly what this is. The ABP was assembled to include competitors who represent every career phase with the Elite Series ranks: rookies, sophomores, multi-year competitors, and veterans. The 2025 advisory board roster is comprised of Ben Milliken, Alex Wetherill, Lee Livesey. Yeah, Lee Livesey. I always say, I never know how to say his name. John Cruz, Drew
He's
Benton,
the sheriff, baby.
And Mark Menendez.
Yes. Awesome. Mark Menendez is one of the oldest dudes out there, man.
So with this crew right here, you know what's never going away in bass?
What's that? Live scope.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, dude. Except for Menendez, everyone on there is on that scoper. Shit.
Yeah.
Yep. So it just goes into a little bit of the semantics of it, but so basically, Bass kind of finally made the decision of, instead of, it just like it's the same idea as a union essentially, or just like a board, where instead of the CEO of Bass and his board members or whoever he has making all the decisions are actually, getting together with the elite anglers, which you would think that this is something that they had been doing before.
But it's amazing though. The simplest things go. So right
us as like fans or people who watch it have just been assuming that for years. Yeah. And like finally they're like, no, we need to, so you guys are listening to us. So it just goes to, it kind of goes to show that, apparently.
Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why Ben Milliken was a part of this?
Why is that?
Because
felon?
Aside from the fact that Ben Milliken comes off as one of the biggest pieces of shit you've ever heard in your entire life, he is one of the sharpest,
yes,
most accurate and in tune people
in the sport
to speak on behalf of the sport of bass fishing that has ever existed.
Guess what? He has more followers by probably double on
Do you know? And exactly right. And the reason why is because, listen, the man is an actor. He is an actor because that's how he makes his money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But that does not detract from the fact that he is a thinking human being. And he is of a particular sort.
Yeah.
That he is a extra sharp thinking human being.
Yeah.
That's why he's there. That's why people agreed to have him there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and they did the right thing by, having a diversified board as well. Not just the old school guys and not just the young bucks,
dude, Menendez is as old as they get, bro.
Yeah.
Like Menendez is as old as they get.
Then you have John Cruz kind of in the middle, been around for a minute.
He's been around for a bit.
Pelicans, you know what I mean? And
Nah, this was a good move. This was a good move. This was a good move. This was a good move on the face of it. We'll see what they do with it.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what
they do with it.
It's going to take a year or two for us to actually be able to judge or see what the actual differences are. But stand by to stand by.
No shit. That's crazy, dude.
Well, yeah, Joe. I mean, Joe, you do tournament fishing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you're not on the world stage, but you do tournament fishing.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. And I just don't think that it can continue to be a thing where guys like you and, for crying out loud, guys like the best in the world can do this without laying their life on the line.
Yeah, dude, I'll be 100%.
If it's gonna be a sport, it better be a fucking sport.
Right.
And right now, it ain't a sport. No, right now it's gambling. That's all it is. Right now it's gambling.
Sure. I guess I could argue both sides of that.
Because listen, Joe, with you with your badass live scope and your fine, sexy icon boat. If you can't get out there, and you are good. Dude, I've watched it. I was out there with you. I saw you breaking down the water. I saw you know what you were doing.
Yeah.
If you, with your skills and what you got in the game, if you're not a player and worth something just because you are worth something, isn't a deal.
Yep. No,
then what the fuck is it all for?
No, I agree. And that is as long as that's great. So just I'll throw it out there, Bobby. So as Binya Outdoors said, as long as Milliken doesn't forget to renew his union dues, it should be great.
Do you know what Ben did? Do you know what Mr. Milliken did?
That's.
Do you know what he did? Do you know what he did that was so bad?
We know.
Yeah.
Do you know what he did?
We know.
I would like to say it out loud.
Go for it.
He was successful.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That's what he did. That's what he did. That's what he did that was so fucking wrong. Yeah. I'm telling you right now. That's what he did that was so fucking wrong.
So now that
he was successful.
Before we get off the headlines, I'm gonna throw. Because again, I'm not on the world stage, but I do tournament fish, and I do fish in a series, and there's actually something that I bitch about every single year.
Quanglers.
And that too. There's the tournament directors do not ask any of the anglers about the bodies of water to fish for the next season.
Hell no.
So they just kind of
cares about you, bro.
So and I'll tell you, I'm lucky to have two divisions in my area now. There's another division opening, but dude, one of them.
We would like you to fish Quay Bog and Quay Junior Bog.
Yeah, seriously, dude. But no, I just feel like a lot of the bodies of water just fucking there's two bodies of water that are in the tournament series. I can't even put I will refuse to put my boat into because it's gonna get fucked up, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. Why is he gonna fuck your boat up?
Because it's the fucking body of water is the size of my living room.
Yeah, like sometimes they're choosing, and it's fucked up because
So you should have probably gone on with a float tube.
You'd be better off going in
for sure.
Zach, this body of water is a kayak body of water, or a John boat. You don't put fucking bass boats into it. Can you? Sure, but
should you? No.
Exactly. The entire time, I would just be worried about ripping off my fucking lower end.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Are they really? Is this industry really trying to work itself out of the game of the most lucrative part of the game, which is the fucking boat?
Yeah.
Is that what you're really trying to do?
Yeah. And that's just a very, and I'm not like,
and listen, hey, coming from Dark Horse Tackle,
too bad about my series, but because I do well in it, and I do, and I am fishing big tournaments in it this year. But
Joe, listen, dude, if me and you would have had a 24-hour reset, I think we'd have fucking smashed
if
him.
I would have took some Dramamine.
Dude, fuck that. No, listen, fuck that lake. Fuck that lake, Joe.
No,
I think we could have won it on. I think we could have won it on the river. I think
second place was the river.
I think we could have won it on the river. I just didn't. I just don't think we knew what we were looking for yet.
No,
Not only that, but Chris from eBay was fishing all of our shit.
We were actually kind of fishing his shit.
Really? Yeah.
No, you're
the
right.
The nicest guy in upstate New York is sitting up there watching this live stream going,
oh, man.
Like the nicest guy in the world, and you guys are here fucking.
No, but it was crazy.
No, I love Chris. I'll never. That
absolutely.
Dude, I fucking pre-fished with him 2 days before, and that dude kind of saved it for us, and I'm super thankful for him.
He's the man.
It was crazy, Joe. I know you were with me, and I watched your eyeballs, and we ended up, and I say we. I don't care who caught the fish because it was because you and I were working as a team the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And like a thing happened, and I was like, dude, it happened right here on this kind of thing. And then if we went back and looked at what else we had done, it also happened on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like if we had figured it out just a hair's breadth sooner,
we wouldn't even have had to throw a line in the water.
You know what I mean?
In pre-fishing, we just find that one thing.
Yep.
In different areas, and it would have been all right. Those all day long.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, badass. And badass. But you know what? Dude, I was out there, and there was fog. There was fog coming off the water, and there was all these boats. There was all these boats, and they might as well had been Viking boats with like dudes beating their chests on them and screaming at me. And I was out there on the water, and they called our number, and we drove out, and we went out onto the St. Lawrence, and we went fishing for the best part about it. Dude, I have never experienced something so fucking amazingly, dramatically perfect in my entire fucking life.
Yep.
Ever. That was so
awesome.
fucking badass.
Even when it being, I felt bad for Zech because it was 29 fucking degrees when we took off.
Dude, I didn't give a
blocking
shit.
The wind.
Dude, Joe, I didn't give a fucking shit. I did not and I'm sure you knew that looking at me. I didn't give a shit.
No, I know.
I didn't give a shit. Like, let's go, bro.
And I hooked up the first cast.
And then I fucking scooped it.
We didn't practice the net skills, Bobby. We forgot to practice the net skills.
It happens. I'm not mad at anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it was so badass though. It was so badass. And I think all of this, I think you can take all of this that we've been talking about and you can just ring around the rosy and bring it all into in 2025. Just take a minute.
Yeah.
And soak it in.
Yep.
Take a minute and soak it in, and take it a minute and look at where you're standing and look at what you're doing and look at the water that you're on and look at the people that you're with and soak it in. And oh my God, did you ever think you would be that lucky in your entire life to be in a situation that was as perfect as that? And I don't think you can come up with a better answer.
Probably not.
I don't think you could. So be appreciative, folks. 2025's got some badass shit coming, and you better keep your eyeballs open because if you don't, you're gonna miss it.
Goddamn
What
right.
do we got next? What do we got next, Bobby?
So
that's it. Fuck it.
I hope you guys.
2026. Let's go.
Let's go ahead and shift gears.
And perhaps play a little game called Just the Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels. Or ouch, ouch, you're on my ear.
Okay.
All right, guys. So this is the Just the Tip that everybody knew was going to be coming eventually as the weather was getting cooler. We're going to talk about jerkbaits here. Jerkbaits, they catch them. You know what I mean? If you're open water fishing and your water is cooling down and these fish are getting a little bit lazy here, a jerkbait is one of your best friends to be able to find them and convince them to bite. And here's a couple of jerkbait tips that I want to throw out there. But then I want to have a little bit of a round table with the three of us talking about their jerkbait tips, talking about setups, because I think setups are a big deal too. So early winter jerkbait tips. In the early winter, the key to fishing your jerkbaits effectively is to slow down your retrieve and extend the pauses as much as you can. As water temperatures will drop, the fish obviously become less aggressive and more likely to strike during the pause when the bait appears to be vulnerable. Your ideal jerkbait of choice would be to use a suspending jerkbait. You want to opt for that because that jerkbait suspends in the water column to maintain its position during pauses. You want to work deeper water. You want to target the deeper points, ledges, steep banks, especially near bait fish activity or transitions between shallow and deep water. I think one of the most important things is to vary your cadence. You can start with a standard sort of jerk pause rhythm and then experiment by allowing the pauses to extend up to like 10 seconds or longer if fish are that sluggish. Pay attention to how the fish respond and then make your adjustments accordingly. And then your cold water colors oftentimes are suggested to go for more natural or translucent colors like shad, perch, or ghost minnow in clear water, and brighter or flashy colors in more stained water. And then note all the time that fish are opportunistic, and a slow, erratic jerkbait mimics a struggling bait fish perfectly in colder conditions. Now, there's a couple of baits that I think, now in there we said, obviously, suspending jerkbaits are the move. Pay attention to the bait that you're choosing. Now, some of my favorite jerkbaits are not suspending jerkbaits. They're slow sinking. And I'll use the 6 Sense Provoke 106 as an example. If you have a jerkbait box that is in complete disarray,
I'm throwing myself under the bus here,
and you tie on a jerkbait, do yourself a favor and make just a real short cast just away from if you're on a boat, this is much better, or a kayak, or if you're on the bank, maybe cast out a little bit further, but let that bait sit at the surface and see how it responds. If it slowly starts to sink, you're not going to be able to allow it to pause for that long without it dropping out lower into the water columns. Keep that in mind. You might want to choose a different bait. Also, like your combo, I think jerkbait combo is probably one of the biggest space of variance that there are. Some people live and die by throwing a jerkbait on a spinning combo. Some folks It's got to be a bait casting combo, and a specific one at that. Generally, with a jerk bait, right? What I have found to be the best sort of situation is a shorter rod with a little bit more of a moderate tip, like a moderate fast is ideal, I think. I don't want it to be too moderate necessarily.
But you got treble hooks on that thing, so you better be.
Yeah, you don't want to throw it on a fast rod necessarily. So like something, even going like medium power is not necessarily a bad thing. Medium power, and shorter is generally better for, especially if you're like me and you're a little vertically challenged. I like a 6.5 jerkbait rod instead of a 6.9 or a 6.10. Going with that shorter rod, I think, is a good move. It also makes it a little bit more comfortable. When you're trying to work
being able to exert control over that bait is the name of the game. Period.
There is one other thing that I want to throw out there when it comes to throwing a what do you call it? A suspending jerk. You want to twitch that rod on a somewhat slack line. You don't want to do it on a tight line, because when you do it on a slack line, it's able to go and turn more either side. And that in itself was going to throw more flash to get seen. You might be able to call some fish from a little bit away up to that bait, but it's just going to give a little bit more erratic action to it. So remember, don't reel tight to that line. Leave a little bit of slack there. And when you go and pop it, trust me, you're going to know if you've got a fish on there, especially if you're using something like a 110 size with 3 treble hooks. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about, I got to set the hook like I'm, like I'm hitting a driver, Like I'm at the driving range. You know what I mean? Yeah, you just sweep right into them.
The answer is always give them just a little bit of love.
Yeah. 100%. Now, I will say, like, for me, it depends on the jerkbait that I'm throwing, the combo that I'll use. If I'm throwing something like a 90 or a little bit smaller, I'll throw that on, like, my spinning combo, like a medium, a 7-foot medium spinning combo or something along those lines. Generally, anything in that larger range, if it's got 3 treble hooks, it's 100% going on my I wouldn't say dedicated jerkbait rod. My jerkbait rod does double duty. It also is a great topwater rod. So I'll use that combo there. But I like a faster reel. I like to be able to pick up that line a little bit quicker. What
Bobby, I gotta tell you that
Tell me.
that is a hot tip.
Mm-hmm.
A hot tip. If we had to adjust the tip today, I say disregard it and listen to this.
Yeah.
A hot tip is your jerkbait rod.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the rod you use for jerkbaits.
Yep.
If it is that good, and if it does you well, I am telling you right here and now, that is also your perfect popper rod.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep.
That is also your perfect
Walking
9
bait
times
rod.
out of 10 walking bait rod.
Yep.
Correct. Your perfect spook rod.
Yep.
And no, that's a very, 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 very hot tip. You don't need 2 different rods for that.
Oh yeah.
If it works for one,
right.
it will absolutely work for the other.
So what I've noticed, the other thing, the last tip has to do for bank anglers using jerkbaits. If those fish are a little bit more shallow and you've got a situation where you're fishing a suspending jerkbait, but let's say too far down, it's digging into the bottom, and it's not being effective anymore, try a floating jerkbait. Try a floater. Don't cast out to the middle of the lake.
Oh, Bobby.
Yeah.
Don't tell them that.
Oh, why not?
Because people don't understand floating jerkbaits, man. I have got legions of emails telling you that people do not understand floating jerkbaits.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God, if you do not understand a floating jerkbait, you are missing out.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like you are missing out.
And if you get a little bit funky with it, get yourself some weighted tape. some of that tape that you can put on your jerkbait to make an adjustment, like make a floater a little bit more of a suspending.
Or
yep, change out your hooks.
There's also, well, as far as the hooks go, if you're not happy with your hooks, the 9 times out of 10, the only way you're going to go, if you're not happy with your hooks, 9 times out of 10, the only way you're going to think about going is bigger and better.
Yeah.
All right. Which means heavier.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep that in mind.
Now, there is this thing that has existed for a very long time called weather stripping. All right.
Weather stripping? You mean like for a car?
I mean for a home.
Okay.
I mean for anything. You can buy this weather stripping at a 1/4 inch long and a 1/4 inch thick. And you can buy a roll of it for like $10 for like 100 freaking feet of it. You take this weather stripping and it's got dual stick, right? And you put a little bit of this weather stripping, this foam weather stripping, on the back of your jerkbait. It will make your jerkbait do what you want it to do. So you can take a jerkbait that is sinking too fast and not suspending, and you can put a little bit of this foam tape on it.
Yep.
And it'll make it suspend. You know? So we all know about lead wire.
Yep.
And lead strips.
Yep.
This weather stripping is 180 degrees the difference.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so you can take a jerkbait that's got shitty hooks on it.
Yep.
Upgrade the hooks to where they're actually going to catch the fish that you're looking to catch.
Yep.
But put this weather stripping on it, and adjust where it sits in the water column. That's actually kind of a really hot tip, man, and it works. And that weather stripping, if you use it the correct way, is not really going to change the action of the bait. So you can get the hookup ratio that you want from a better set of hooks, a better set of heavier hooks.
Yep.
And still get the action you're looking for, the suspension that you're looking for from a bait.
No, I think that's the thing. A lot of people overlook the idea of customizing a bait. You know,
sure.
You know, you can get it to do what you need it to do. And
no, man, this bait doesn't work.
Yeah.
Garbage, trash, it's trash.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, sometimes you get those baits that have great hooks on them. You know, sometimes you get those baits that have great hooks on them and they're awesome. But maybe that bait has worked so well that you've broken a hook and you got to replace it.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
5 degrees of temperature difference.
Yep.
Can make a bait either sink, suspend, or float.
Yeah.
5 degrees of temperature difference.
Yeah. And that's why it's important to test them. Figure out what it is that you're dealing with. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because nobody's that organized on the water. Let's be honest. You know, nobody's got a
Some
label
people
maker.
are, but those are the psychopaths.
Nobody's got a label maker that they're putting on every single plug, looking at it going like, well, the water reads 46 degrees. This guy's going to sink like a fucking rock. Nobody.
Brian Thrift is kind of that way.
Is he really?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. He's a little bit like that. There's a few others that are like that too.
I want to jump in here and throw this out here. Like Benny chimes in, he goes, jerk, pause, fellas. And then he says in comment regarding the rod, he likes a short rod when jerking it. It feels familiar is what he says. And then, of course,
Binya, I got to call you out, Binya. That was low-hanging fruit, brother. That was low-hanging fruit.
And then Nick mentions it's a good idea to have a short butt end on those jerk rods. You know, it's funny. I picked up this rod from FX Rods last February, and it has all of these great features built into it. It's like a 6.5 medium moderate fast. It's like short butt end, so like it's not getting hung up on the sleeves of my hoodie or my jacket every time. Like it's so far I am delighted with it. I've only caught a handful of fish on it.
It's not fair, Bobby. It's not fair, Bobby, because with your voice and the way you're describing it, I'm already hooked.
Fair enough. You know
like
what I'm saying?
I'm already looking for a tissue, but
when you guys hear or what the fuck was I saying? That threw me all off. That was fucking good. That's the biggest compliment I've had all night. I fucking love this, dude. Oh shit! But no, it's when you're out there. Obviously everybody knows one of the first baits people are going to recommend in the winter is a jerkbait. And there's things you can do
when they should be recommending a blade bait.
There are a lot of folks that swear up and down by a blade bait, and I am one of those folks that say that there is a bite for it and there's not.
That's because you haven't given it the time it deserves.
I suppose.
A blade bait is one of the most decimating freaking baits that has ever. We have a bait coming out. We have a bait. A brand new company that we're super excited to be partnering with. In our January box. We are so freaking excited to be partnering with these guys. We actually put two of their baits in one box.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's good because with blade baits,
you lose them constantly.
Well, they're not blade. They're not blade baits.
Oh, they're not.
No, they're not.
All right. Okay.
You multi-species anglers should have your eyeballs open because these guys have an amazing take on a very old lure that is badass, and we could not turn a blind eye to it. We had to look at it and see it. And not only did we give you one of them, but we gave you two of them.
Oh, that's okay.
But no, hunk of metal. Like for all of the craftsmanship and all of the titty twisting and everything else that goes into bass fishing.
Yep.
You can't get much better than a hunk of metal.
Fair. Oh my God.
And I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. This January box is sometime. So now it's been, where are we at? We're at 2025. So it's been almost 3 years. It's been almost 3 years since I've been owner of Dark Horse Tackle.
That's nuts.
And one of my most favorite things to do is I get a little titillated when I think of people cursing me at what they just got in their box.
Yep.
Until they realize what it can do.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
January is one of those boxes.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
What are we ready for?
Oh. Well, let's go ahead and dive in here because this is pretty good. So we've talked about this on the show, and I'm going to go ahead and read this message that came through yesterday. This was it was 23 hours ago that I received this message. I am going to leave this young guy's name out of this, but he goes, "Hi, my name is blah, 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 and I'm a high school bass fisherman in Texas. I fish for blank, and I have done good at a few tournaments. For example, I got third place at such and such a lake with an 11.97 and brought home some scholarship money. I'm looking for sponsors to help me keep me getting better at this sport. I believe with the right help from my sponsors and my desire to make it to the pros, with the help of you and my work ethic, I could help grow me as an angler and you as a company.
Bobby, you feel like it feels like you're struggling, buddy.
This is written in amazing English.
Not English.
And a little bit of punctuation would fucking help. Wow. If you are untreated, you can reach me at the email and phone number listed below. The way your brand could benefit from sponsoring me is social media shout-outs and proof of me catching bass with your company's products.
Can I ask you a question?
Ask away.
Are there links to this person's social media and what they have accomplished?
We're going to go through them right now. Let's go ahead and click that view profile button, and we are looking at a profile.
Followers?
So let's start with following. 639 following accounts.
Bad.
They're
all
following
right, followers.
182 with only a single post. One post.
So listen. I listened to. I literally. You guys are talking to one of the greatest
anglers in the high school window. Yeah.
You guys are talking to one of the greatest. I'm looking for the word. I can't think of the word, but I take in an immense amount of fishing media.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, you have no idea. Like, I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of fishing media that I consume. I consume a shit ton of it. And I do it for a reason. That's my job. Yeah. That is what I want to be.
Yep.
I am trying to, dark horse tackle. That I need to understand. A long time ago, probably about 5 years ago, Rick Clunn got on the Bass Pros stage.
Yep.
And he said, listen, you guys want to be pros?
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to be pros? This is what you want? Then here's what you do. You go out and you fish your freaking brains out.
Yep.
And then you go ahead and you get a hold of companies that you like, but you never ask them for anything. You just try to establish a relationship with them.
Yep.
While you fish your freaking brains out and try to be the best at what you can be.
And you know what is another great step with that? You nailed something right there. You reach out to companies that you like. That would indicate that it's a brand or a company that you have some sort of understanding of what they do.
Yeah.
So you're not going to reach out to like a podcast and ask for fucking product. Because what do we have?
What do you want, buddy? Listen, I'm gonna
all this kid did was he's a ding dong.
Copied and pasted his fucking email.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To as many pages as he possibly could. That's it. That's what he did. And without doing, in which you got to do on his end. You can't just throw a bunch of shit on the wall and see what sticks. You know what I mean? You got to do your fucking research.
You got to do a little bit of research.
You can't say that you're going to be you're going to be able to give like a bunch of shout outs and shit with 100 followers.
We actually
one post and one post. You know what I mean?
I actually had somebody this year.
Yep.
Get a hold of me and let me know that it was their birthday.
Yep.
And that they really like to bass fish.
And they wanted some free shit.
And they would really like some free shit.
Yeah. That's what it gets down to. I'll tell you, the FTG
are you listen. I have a son who I affectionately call the boy. His name is Isaac, but I call him the boy. He's 22 years old, going on 23, real quick here. If I would have caught wind that he was messaging people in real life, stuff like this, I would have beat him. I would have beat him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, I would have kicked his ass.
Yeah. Fair enough. And
because no, for crying out loud, fucking no. Make yourself worth what you are worth. For crying out loud.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Like, stop this bullshit. It's real bad. It's real bad. I am very lucky.
Yeah.
That I would not ever have to exert that kind of anything with the son that I have. He holds his own.
You know.
But seriously, any of you out there that are looking to get into this industry and looking to do what you're doing, you better be worth it. And if you are worth it, you're going to hold yourself a certain way. And when you come, you're going to come correct.
Yep.
And those of us out there that have legitimately, we have a few pennies to spend. Yeah. If you're real, we'll smell you.
Yep. Yeah.
If you're not, we'll smell you too.
So the FTG isn't this kid. I'm not putting this kid under the bus as the FTG. This kid is doing young people shit. He doesn't know any better. The FTG is a fucking coach. How about we start and we say,
oh my God, if he has a coach, he's got a
coach.
Let's go, dude. Let's go talk to him.
It's one of these things where this guy, in fact, you know what? I should.
Joe, we can get down with this.
I have the team that he plays for. I should reach out and just say, hey, just a heads up. Why don't you take for a moment and educate these kids? Because that's what you're doing. They want to be into fishing as a sport. Some of these kids are talking about going pro, quite literally. Gambling their life away to a stage of success. You know what I mean? That's what you're teaching them.
Because the current state of professional bass
I'm not even going there.
is
I'm talking about the regional side of it, because they're going to lose so much money getting there. You know what I mean? The thing is, part of it is learning how to manage money and what the value of a dollar is, and you know how to maintain those sponsorships. And grow this.
And talk to people.
Yeah, the coach should be saying, don't do these things. Let's go through a workshop.
And talk
do
to
this
people
the right way.
Talk to people.
Fucking poor Joe is falling asleep over here. Jesus. He's like, it's fucking going on 11 o'clock. Goddamn.
No, it ain't Joe's fault. Joe's
way past my bedtime.
Joe's thinking back to the time when he reached out to Berkeley and was like, hey, listen, I really like to fish.
Oh, all I want from you guys is a bathtub full of black and blue pit bosses and some jergens.
Max sent.
Well, no. Listen, flatworms and pit bosses, I actually might sell my soul for that.
Quite possibly. Yeah. Fuck, what a show. And then Binia goes, send him a link to the podcast and say, here's your free product. Oh, man. This kid's just doing young kid shit, which is just stupid. So that's why I don't mind making an example of him. I'm not using his name, but it's the coach, man. There are adults, grown ass humans that know way better. And
they don't know better, Bobby.
Yeah, they should know better.
They should, but they don't.
Yeah.
But here we are on the cusp. Of a brand new year.
Yep.
2025. How are we going to make it better?
Lots of fucking weed. Lots of copious amounts.
Bobby. No. You go back in your room. You come out here.
Benny says, I think the coach should be invited to the beef compound for a chat on why his kids are looking for podcast products. Actually, yeah, if the coach listened to this one time, he'd be like, what the fuck am I doing?
Like podcast products, like what do you want a sticker? Like you want a sticker? Yeah. Like,
there you go.
All right. Cool. I'm going to send you a sticker. I hope that's everything you dreamed of.
I don't even have anything nearby.
Put it on
here. I have
put it on your Plano tackle box.
This will be great. Here's a little freaking headphone adapter here from
there you go.
1/8 to 1/4 inch right here. Tie this on with a Palomar knot and see how you do.
Hey, dude, listen, I don't know, buddy. That is kind of shiny. It looked kind of hot.
It is.
It was slightly phallic and very shiny. It checks boxes.
And I know what everybody wants. They're hitting us up for this.
The old jig kit.
The old Jigs and Bigs jig kit. And you can't have this one. It's mine. It's the last one.
Where the hell are we at, Bobby?
Time-wise?
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus. We're at 3 hours right now.
Geography-wise.
Oh, geography?
What the hell's going on? What's going on?
No, we're just here making podcast greatness. Oh, God. What a fucking show. What a fucking show. Todd Sefton's got one. Yeah, that's right.
You got one what?
Yeah, Coach probably wrote the template for that email. That's the most sad thing.
Yeah.
Although
I hope that no, listen. As somebody who reads these emails on a daily basis, the only way that I do not slit my throat every freaking day is that I hold true that these kids are actually writing these emails themselves.
Yeah. I think that
if that is not the case, please do not tell me.
Yeah.
Because I have a family, I have a small American business, and I am trying to make something of myself. Do not, please do not tell me that it is that much bullshit.
Fucking A, my friend. Fucking A. I think we've put these people through enough.
Good time to wrap it.
I don't have anything else to throw out there, folks. So why don't we go ahead? We'll wrap this one up. Zech, do you have anything you want to wrap up with? Any last wishes? Maybe some New Year's.
No, just
shit?
I called it. I called in and left a tip for everybody. I thought was pretty important.
Oh,
you want to play that?
I'm going to edit it in.
You're gonna edit it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit it in at the show.
Listen. It was a pretty important tip. It was you all better be careful out there. You all better be careful.
Yeah, if you're the type of angler that's going out just blindly emailing anything with some type of a fish in the Instagram name, this is a tip for you. I'm just thinking that the brain cells are functioning the same.
All I'm saying is, if you want to touch it, make sure you take a racket.
We're going to play that tip right now. I love it. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much. Joe, do you have anything that you want to wrap with?
No. Nice marathon sesh.
Unfreaking
I gotta like work out or something, so I'm not like work out more so I can do this a little better. I'm sitting over here, I'm like, whoa.
I did this whole thing with one beer.
That's crazy.
One beer.
I switched over to water. I gotta go deal with my in-laws tomorrow, so.
I put water in the bourbon.
There you go.
Ice.
No, I got nothing. I love you guys, and Zech, I'm gonna see you in a couple weeks. So,
dude, it's coming. Hey, listen,
it is.
Listen. I think, and for whatever it's worth, I think we're gonna be able to head over to Josh's famous golf course ponds and literally just literally go decimate an ecosystem.
All right, so bring a couple rods.
No, just one. Just
one. Okay.
No, no, that's it. Just one.
Okay.
And when I say decimate an ecosystem, I am literally telling you we are going to decimate an ecosystem.
Okay.
Like we are going to catch every single time you freaking throw, dude.
Perfect.
Get ready.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I love that shit. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for checking out this show. I hope you enjoyed it. Do yourself a favor and go over to darkhorsetackle.com right now. Check out the bait shop because we've talked about some baits that are over there right now.
No.
Okay.
No, hell no.
Okay.
Do yourself a favor and become a Jigs and Bigs jig head.
Fucking A.
It costs next to nothing. You get to see how the sausage is made. You get to hang out with all the people that actually really appreciate this show.
True.
And for real, it's worth it. I've been a member for damn near 2 years, and I have never once listened to Jigs and Bigs on a podcast platform.
Yep.
I have always watched it
the whole stream
on YouTube.
Yep.
How the sausage is made. And ladies and
sausage.
gentlemen, the sausage is good.
It is. It's very good.
So do that.
I love it. You guys have yourself a great one. Thanks so much for checking out the show. More great stuff coming in 2025. In fact, the next show that you hear is probably going to have some new musical elements and some stuff to freshen things up in 2025. We'll see you guys next time. Have yourselves a good one. And like we always say,
tits and ass, smoke some grass.